Oh, yeah, babies. You know what night it is. You know what time it is. We've got Chuck Ochelli joining us tonight for American Freedom Radio. Mr. Friday Night seems to have turned heel. Everybody in the world's trying to hate on my brother Dennis Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to the bottom of all sorts of stuff, including who the unluckiest son of a bitch on the planet is, all right here tonight, because the Friday Night Super Show starts right now. Oh yeah, babies. I don't know why that intro played even like that. That didn't play like that last week. That's just kind of weird. It only put half of that into the queue. I don't know why, ladies and gentlemen. That the intro should have gone a little bit longer. But anyway, we are here. I am the mouth laughing and scratching at you, joined as always by my tag team partner. Apparently, with some shenanigans. The most hated man in America right now on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Ford, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, Lee. I'm not, it's not even that serious, man. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I did turn heel, but like I told you last week and like we've been talking, man, it's just, I really don't care anymore. So, it is what it is, I've been reading hate mail and whatever people have to say, that's fine. But I can guarantee most of these people wouldn't say this to my face, if they met face to face. But that's a different story. But either way, it's not about me. It is about the show here tonight. Like always, I'm happy to be here. I'm glad I can make it here tonight. I almost didn't make it because there was a horrendous accident coming into where I live at. So I don't know if these people lived or not, but it was pretty bad.
It's always kind of spooky when you see something like that. I had the misfortune one time. We were traveling up north to work, and that's when I was doing road construction, and I actually saw a car on the other side of the interstate. This is down Interstate 35 there, and just went completely off road and into a nice hilly area, and it just, the car jumped and jumped and jumped. Whoever was at behind the wheel either passed out or whatever, and you actually saw people's and little kids' bodies flying out of it as it went going. So, it was a horrendous thing to see, and so I always feel.
Well, it reminds me
really
of what I
bad
always
for
say.
people.
It reminds me of the thing that I always tell people is, tomorrow ain't promised. So every time you go out in public or you're driving or anything can happen. You don't never know. So, it is what it is. I guess I should take my own advice when it comes to what I'm doing here lately. But, I again, where were these people 4 years ago when I really needed them? So,
well, there's that.
There's that. Anyways, we can move on.
Hindsight's always 20/20. That's all I'll say. And on that topic, we've got some amazing amounts of banquets of bullshit being fed to the masses, not only across mainstream media as per usual. I mean, that's the usual course that they serve each up and every day is a big old steaming pile of no, that didn't happen. But it's starting to infect a little bit more on social media and on your interwebs there, ladies and gentlemen, with a lot of people posting not only misinformation. That is the word I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm trying to think and talk all at the same time, and it's not working today. I'm burnt out, Dennis. I've been working all week, man. I tell you.
I couldn't, I was rushing to get here. So like I said, I'm just now getting into the mind frame where, we're doing a talk show, radio show here tonight. So, Yeah, I'm with you. You know, good thing we have somebody joining us here tonight. I don't know when Chuck's going to be calling.
We do. We got Chuck in the chat room. Chuck is there in the chat room, fucking Mr. Ochelli. And he's posting nonsense on social media. Yeah. Get on in here, Chuck, man. You know the number, buddy. You can call up on in here.
Yeah, I want to talk about this real quick. When the whole Chelsea Clinton thing, you know, what the hell is she talking about? I don't even understand why she would say something like that. You know, we killing people. I don't. What world is she living in?
Well, you mean Donkey from Shrek? Oh, okay, yeah. Every time I see that bitch's face, that's what I think.
Brain of hers from her mother.
It's something. She's absolutely out of line, and nobody on planet Earth buys that bullshit. Marijuana kills people. Well, you know why? Because some jackasses decided to make it illegal, and guess who ends up killing the people? Police. Or the big drug cartels that are down south trying to get it up here and make some money. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the ridiculous part about the cannabis prohibition, is that these people, I mean, are, do I got you, Chuck? What is going on with this Skype? It says, hello, Dennis, can I hear you? Hello. I do not know what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. It seems to be. Do we get you back, Dennis?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, well, that was weird. Skype is liking to fuck with us a lot when we do this show. It says I've got, I don't know, do I have Chuck? I tried to answer you, Chuck, and it wouldn't let me. I don't know what's going to go on here. Go ahead and keep trying to call back in, buddy. And we'll get you in as soon as Skype will let us. I don't know what's going on with the goddamn internet here, but it's pissing me off. It's ridiculous. Every day, almost every time. It's like every other week with this, okay? And it's Skype's fault. This is the problem here. This is why I need to just go spend the fucking $1,200 and get this stuff going. Chuck Ochelli, do we have you there now?
Yes.
There's Chuck. Chuck, unmute yourself, goddammit.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we've got you great. Now, sounding loud and clear. Ladies and gentlemen, from American Freedom Radio, Mr. Chuck Ochelli. How you doing, brother?
I don't know how I'm doing, Lee. You know, it's been an interesting ride recently. I'm happy to come on here and one of the first broadcasts through Spreaker for you guys, which is different, I guess. You know, in a world where you have to switch to Spreaker because Blog Talk Radio sucks ass. Here we are on Friday night on the SuperShow. You know, it's just a good down with my friends.
That's the thing about Blog Talk is it's had so many problems. You know, switching to Spreaker is actually a big. You know, we've said this before. It's a great boost in the audio quality, and we have a little bit more control over what we're doing here. Unfortunately, like I said, for all of you that wanted to call in tonight, I know there's a lot of people, but you know, I've got this costs money. All right, I've got to switch, buy a whole new Mac setup and microphones and everything else. Plus, you know, setting up a phone line. This stuff costs money. So, you know, while I'm getting off a little bit price free with the whole Spreaker thing and the sound quality is better, getting the callers in is going to cost me that pretty penny, kids. But once I have it, then it's set up and, you know, it's there. It's just your old buddy has to actually work for that money. And I don't have no rich relatives going to give me, you know, $1,200. So it is what it is. I will work and earn that money and still eat and drink my liquor. And ladies and gentlemen, we will have callers coming in soon on the Friday Night Super Show. It's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you something. In the works right now, I am trying to negotiate to put something together so that a new network might emerge. that'll have these facilities built in. If that happens, we might have to have a little talk to you about it.
Yeah, there's a possibility of that. There's always. I never say that the doors are closed, until I close the door, and so the doors are always open. There is also plenty of time over here at Spreaker, with the Last Voice for Liberty Network, and the improvements are going to come.
Well, but here's the thing.
That's happening no matter what. I'm going to build it myself and have my own. So then, no matter what I do with our shows here, if we want to, dual broadcast them on both this network and other networks, sweet, swiggity, awesome. It's going to be tight. And but if it doesn't end up working out, because me and Dennis, we kind of get under people's skin a lot, especially when it comes to this show. And so, at any point in time, if that doesn't work out, we're always going to be right here on the Last Voice for Liberty Network. So it's just something that I kind of had to do. Doug Lennington from Fear the Masses, by the way, joining us in the chat room. Hey, Doug, you motherfucker. You guys are fucking rocking. We got some Fear the Masses actually coming up later on in the show, guys.
Right on.
Great band, that's for sure. Good, Dennis.
No, I'm good. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, we just got home like a half hour
um,
before the show, Chuck. So if you want to ramble on for a few minutes, man, ramble on, please. I didn't get this drink in me.
Listen, I've only done that a couple hours. It's okay. I've only done that a couple hours on another network today. And I did not do my live show. It should be still going on right now. So I'm with you guys instead of doing my Friday night show. But here's the thing. If, let's just say, theoretically, there was in 2017 all of a sudden a server which was dedicated to the Ochelli.com radio network where Last Voice for Liberty could have a home that just you plug into. Doesn't matter what you do. It's yours to work with. If that were to happen, I think we could work something out, especially if it didn't cost you a damn dime.
Oh, that is a big part of it. We always like free things. I mean, who the hell doesn't like something free? I mean, this is the way it is. I would extend the same. I would extend the same pleasantries to you as far as this network goes. There, Chuck. How's that sound?
You know what? We'll talk when you're not so flustered from work and car accidents and God knows what the hell else, and while you're trying to keep track of everything that's going on social media, which is madness.
Yes.
We'll have a talk.
Definitely.
And it's been a while since I've been on with you guys, so how about if I give a little update to the people that might be tuned in as regulars? First of all, I quit for a little bit, didn't I?
Yes, you did. You just fucking appeared.
About 10 days later. I unplugged from the internet, brother. I had to. It was overwhelming. I don't not blame only you. Being attacked, for my normal attacks, but also in my personal life, and that was the end of it. So now, guess what, kiddies? Ochelli's back and has nothing to lose.
Uh-oh.
That's what it comes down to.
You sound like me. That sounds like where I'm at right now. That's exactly where I'm at.
I was thinking of Dennis. During this time. I said to myself, remember when we were talking to Dennis and I said, man, it's okay, you know what, and even September 11th came around and the last family I had that gave a shit about me dropped dead on September 11th. That was like the keystone moment for me. My father's mother, which by the way, coincidentally, here's fun fact. My father died on September 11th, 1976. His mother died September 11th, 2016. That ends any family I had left. My kids are now displaced from me. I am living in a room by myself with roommates in a foreign land, if you will, further down south than I was before. And trust me, I don't have a southern accent. I am quite the Yankee here. But
yes, this is true.
There is nothing but the contents of a suitcase. Nothing but the contents of a suitcase and the equipment I need to broadcast. That is all I own in this world. And that is it. folks. So there's a little bit of a change. Let's just say in show recently, a little bit of a change of attitude for me. And although I had to quit, you know what happened, guys? More than 200 messages. Love that. There's some little gunshots outside. More than 200 messages came in. Basically, people saying to me, "Don't quit, don't go away. We want you to stick around." And you guys are all I have. So guess what? Here I am still. And real happy to be back on with you guys. I'm giving you guys a chance to get yourselves together. For Lee to pour a couple more drinks. For Dennis to get ready because he was in the kitchen there.
Yeah.
See, this is why we love you, Chuck, because you know when to cover for us, and it's amazing, and you do such a great job of doing so, because you are, number one of the most consummate professionals that we've ever been able to be a part of your show and have a part of our show on a regular basis, man. You know, it's a real pleasure when we can get you on. You've been doing this how long? Remind the kids out there again.
Well, you know, it's only been a few years, really, but for a long time, I was behind the scenes on stuff. I was informing other broadcasters. I was informing other filmmakers. I was trying to do my thing behind the scenes, guys. You know, a long time there, I was, you know, emailing the guys like Jack Blood and James Corbett and those guys and giving them some of the information that they wound up using.
Right.
And so they all kept saying to me, "Why don't you just do a radio show?" And, well, I finally took them up on it a couple of years ago. And since then, I've been banned from a couple of networks, surprisingly.
So
even though I don't.
So, yeah.
The funny thing is I'm not cursed. I'm not doing anything like, you know, you guys are abrasive, and I love it because it's like time. It's like poison item on this piece. I love this. This is great. I can get drunk, scream about it. As a matter of fact, you guys wouldn't even believe the most recent problematic broadcast I've had. And AFR has been very good about not giving a crap when people are pissed. So I'm happy with them so far. I've been there for a year. but the truth is that people freak out. I did a show called, ready for this, guys, I did a show called 98% of all women under the age of 50 are prostitutes. Yeah, I did that with a female co-host, and I'm sorry, Dennis.
Hold on a second.
Make you choke.
Wow. Oh, man. You dropped the bomb on me.
Well, who doesn't love Korean prostitutes?
What was the show called again?
98% of all women under the age of 50 are prostitutes.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I can see where somebody would think that. You know, I could see where that would enter into, especially with the way a lot of women act nowadays, man. And I'm not, you know, trying to include every single woman when I'm saying this. I'm not making a broad generalization nor a generalization about broads. Okay, but a lot of women. I'm talking an exponential amount of women, you know, have one thing in their mind, and they don't even know what the fuck it is. Okay? They end up sitting there, and they want you to figure out what that shit is. And you're sitting over here going, is it beer? Is it food? Is it sex? Is it sleep? And they go, no. And you go, well, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Because what else is there in life? I mean, really.
Now, wait a minute, Lee. Here's the funny part. I thought I was going to be more offensive to the male listeners when I had this discussion. Now, why? Because I broke down men into 3 categories. You guys ready?
Well, we're pretty simple, so we could accept 3 categories. I mean, some of us might get a little drunk and argue with you about a 4th and 5th. I mean, arguments can be made. Yeah, maybe. You know, but 3. Let's hear these 3. Let's hear these 3. We're gonna bring Trip Pugh and Trip. Hold on, because we're gonna hear this. If I can bring Trip in, please. Come on, I'm hitting the button. Skype.
Let's hope Trip will show up. But please let me get this out.
Yeah.
This
Go ahead.
is the beauty part of it. Okay, so there's only 3 kinds of men, and I thought this was going to be the offensive part, mind you. There are pimps, Johns, gimps.
Yep.
Yes, it's just that simple. Pimps, Johns, and gimps.
Yeah.
Now, a pimp, well, we know what a pimp is. You got to control a bitch's mind. That's the way that works. We know how that system is. Okay. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you're directly prostituting women or something like that. It just means.
Dude, pimping ain't easy, but it sure is fun.
That's it. But you got control over your situation. Okay. Now, a John is what most of us actually fit into the category of, and there was all of a sudden some pushback. And I did this with a female co-host, by the way, who I gave you the Skype contact for. Who knows if she'll be brave enough to step into this conversation tonight, because I've had this conversation with her on more than one network, and it absolutely throws the listeners into, like, hysterics. Probably nobody will be offended on the Friday Night Super Show.
No, probably not.
Anyway,
it's going to get greasier than this. Let me tell you.
But here's the thing. So Johns, right? Now, Johns are not necessarily just one-dimensional. There is the straight pay-for-play situation that you have where you directly pay for sexual acts or implied sexual acts, whatever, escort services. Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, put a diaper on me and spank me.
What's that?
Put a diaper on me and spank me. You know, it's the same thing.
Well, look, if that's your thing, Lee, that's cool.
Oh, no, dude, it ain't my thing. Sorry. I'm trying to, dude, I'm getting older, Chuck, and I'm already trying to avoid. I'm already trying to avoid wearing diapers as it is out of necessity, okay, right now. But, all right, go ahead, Chuck. Let's finish this up. We've got Trip Pugh on the line as far as Skype is still telling me, so I'm hoping he's there, and we want to get him in here as soon as possible because the four of us are assholes together, and it's fun.
Well, this will be a lot of fun. Here's the thing, though. You know, you could play Disappear the Rotting Crop, Spank Me all day, whatever it is, but it doesn't matter. You're paid for play. You're in a situation. You know what you're doing on an hourly rate. Other people will turn around and buy it on the installment plan. This is something we call marriage. Okay, so when you buy it on the installment plan, buyer beware, obviously, you know, et cetera, et cetera. You may not always get what you paid for, but when you go to Rent a Center and you buy on a payment plan like this, you know, often you wind up overpaying, and that's just it goes, and of course there is always the penalty for early cancellation. Okay, fine. Many different flavors of John. We understand this. Now, the third category, this is the one with questions for a lot of people, that's the GIMP. Well, everybody remembers the movie Pulp Fiction, don't they?
Bring out the GIMP. GIMP sleeping.
Bring out the GIMP.
I guess you're going to have to wake him up then.
That suit. Yep. See, Lee's going to quote the whole movie.
Be careful.
All right. Yeah, but the thing is that when you're in head to toe, leather, all in plastic, all in rubber, yes, it comes in at least 3 varieties that I've heard of. The fact is that you're at the mercy of the mistress, dominatrix, or dominator, as it was in that movie. Okay, fine. So a lot of us wind up being at the mercy. In fact, there was even a version of a GIMP suit where there was nothing more than a hose connected to your air hole so that even the dominatrix gets to suffocate you for a period of time to show her control over you so that you're only allowed to breathe when she gets it. Okay. This is a gift. And this is what many of us do as well.
Not me.
Now, if you think about it, at some point in time in your relationships, you've either been a John, a Gimp, or a Pimp. Defy anybody to really, truthfully, if they deeply analyze it, describe it another way. Okay.
No, that's a good perspective on it. Matter of fact, I know Trip probably has some other things to go over here tonight, but I'm sure he can add to that. And you know, Lee's been married and all this, but
looks like we lost
I've been
Trip.
single for so long because I know, you know what I'm saying. I've learned. I don't know where all the smart people are on this planet, but I've learned through experience and time. You know, I'm better off for myself, and I can do whatever I have to do and whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. So, and no kids either.
I'm just figuring that one out now.
If anybody's winning at life, it's Dennis Ford. I'm winning. I don't know what everybody else is doing.
You, me, both.
I'm winning.
I can't complain too much about my life other than that. Damn, I keep working so much, but you know, I don't like turning down work because
my cousin.
Work means cash for me.
Last week, and he was like, you know. Yeah, he was like, you know, I just wish I could meet a decent girl, and I was like, you better start the safari.
You
better go in the jungle.
Call up John Wayne, get some Matahari shit going.
Yeah,
you know?
Sign me up.
And then people would say, that old saying, people are like, oh, well, there's somebody for everybody. Well, that may be true, but I don't have time to look the entire planet to find the person that was put here specifically to be with me.
Well, see, man,
wherever she may be.
I had a good 20 years left in me. I mean, shit, if somebody likes me enough that they know to listen and put up with my shit, then, hey, that's how it is. Let's see if we can get Renegade Smith.
It's true too.
We got Renegade joining, and we'll see if we can get him in. If Skype's going to let me add another call.
I so hope we can get Renegade
Smith
in, because he has described me often as the voice of reason on this show. Those days are over, Renegade.
Dude, I keep pushing the buttons.
Reason, bro. I'm pissed.
This is serious. Dude, I'm trying to get you in.
Yeah,
I do not know what's going on with Skype.
I'm sure he might want to talk to me too, but you know what?
Try calling back in the second. Shit. Renegade, please try calling back in the second hour. We've been able to add more callers later than the night goes on. Apparently, they want to go. Yeah, I'm trying to try calling back in the second hour, buddy. Shit.
Yeah, and this is not something that should be really talked about right now. But again, this is somebody that hasn't called our show in a long time. But now he wants to call. I'm sure he has some stuff to say to me. I got some things I got to say to him and some other people as well. But I'm at the point where I'm just going to move on. I'm just going to let everybody do what they do, and I'm going to do what I do. And like I said earlier, continue to win. And everybody knows my catchphrase: nobody can do what I do. Nobody you can name can do what I do. Not even Lee Peer. So, it is what it is, and that's not ego or being cocky or anything. But if you're going to get into radio, you might want to bring your A game to this. Otherwise, get out the way. You're in my way. You're blocking me from where I need to go. So, he's one. There's a few others.
Amen.
There's a few others, I'm just saying there's a few others that apparently have been biting their tongue for a while, and when I say something, now they want to tell me how they really feel about me. But why are you following me or friends with me, or all this stupid shit that people do? Oh, we've been friends for all these years. Yeah, on Facebook, buddy. I don't know you. All right? I don't have any friends in my real life. I have maybe 2 or 3 people I associate with. And when it comes to social media, there's 1,000 people on there that I really don't care to want to get to know. So kiss my ass. Moving on. Chuck, you sound like you're right where I'm at. Lee Peer, I learned from Lee Peer early on that you don't have to necessarily cater to everybody or kiss everybody's ass. You might as well be yourself. Otherwise, don't even get on here. Like I said, don't even do radio. Don't even try this, because like I said, it takes many years to even get to the point where you're comfortable doing it, let alone the repetition of all the negative shit that we go over and over and over and over. It tends to take a toll on a person. It might drive, regular Joe Plumber that's just getting into the rabbit hole. It may drive him insane. And it's a transition that we all went through. In the beginning, when we really started realizing when things were going on, I can't speak for everybody, but for me personally, I went through the gauntlet of emotions, and then I realized, hey, maybe I should help people. Maybe I should tell people. But people really don't care. Like, let's be honest. People don't give a shit. I mean, how many shows has Chuck done about JFK and all these topics that he finds important that people just pass over like it's nothing, like we do? All the things that we care about, whether it's me with Chicago or me with Fukushima, all these things that I care about, that I'm passionate about, on top of everything else that I may discuss, whether it's whatever it is, I try to do that different than anybody else out there. And that's what I'm saying when it comes to Facebook. I'm trying to lose friends. I don't want to be Mr. Popular. I want 5 friends on Facebook. Can we make that possible? That'll help me out a lot. I'd rather have a small circle, tight-knit group of people that I can trust than thousands of people that I've never even met, and who knows if they even see the shit I post. And again, I don't really give a shit about social media. If it wasn't for the radio shows, I wouldn't even be on Facebook. Or I take that back. Maybe to post memes or something, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not on there for likes. I'm not on there for popularity. I'm not on there to make you happy and At this point, some people I am trying to trigger shit in them. I'm trying to see exactly where they stand because, like I said, it has to be a tight-knit group community for me to even want to be associated with. That reminds me of the coalition. When it comes to the coalition, you're talking about 8 or 9, or maybe 8 people, 7, 8 people that all work together, that don't agree on everything. And then when a problem arises, it's like a ranking order that we got to go through. Oh, he has a problem, so he's got to talk to this person. Or no, I don't have to talk to anybody. I do what I do, and nobody can tell me any different. If I wanted my own show, I could run my own show. And that's another thing. People have these other networks, whether it's Blog Talk, wherever it may fall. NWO Truth Radio just got relaunched, and we're approaching 600 episodes. And for me, that's massive. That's a huge accomplishment for me, even though I wasn't on all 600 shows. And we would have over 600 shows, but I deleted a bunch of shows because I've already had fights with people in the past that thought they were doing what I do or stop me from doing what I'm doing. And guess who's still here, ladies and gentlemen? I'm still here, still kicking, still pissing people off. And, that's the end of my rant right there. But I'm just letting people know, calling in the show and airing your shit on the air is probably not what you want to do with me right now because I don't have the mechanism to hang up on you, but I will cuss you out. And if you're not ready for that, and not even cuss you out, I'm going to hit you with the facts. And I don't think a lot of people are ready for that. So, me pushing against people is one thing, but when you start pushing, when I'm backed in the corner, I'm letting it all go. I'm letting everybody know everything. And it's going to be out there on social media, And again, majority of these people, I can't speak for everybody, but, if we met face to face, I bet you wouldn't be all that ruggish bone shit when we're talking face to face, all right? So don't do that shit on Facebook either. That shit makes you look stupid. And I'm not going to mention any names, but I could. But Chuck, yeah, like I said, you kind of sound like where I'm at right now with life in general. I've dealt with some shit in the past few months, that I don't even want to talk about anymore. I don't even want to get into it anymore. And I'm just at the point now where it's, I feel like I'm free. I'm unchained. I'm not kissing nobody's ass, and I'm not bound down to nobody. If anything, I'm trying to run people away, and they won't leave. Why are you being like this?
Well, sometimes people stick around, brother, just because they like your stupid ass, kind of like me. Just like the way you keep sticking around and holding my... But that's the same way that you keep sticking around and holding my back, dude, and I'm a fucking jackass. Albeit well-spoken and pretty jackass, but still, nonetheless, a jackass.
Over the years, Lee, over the years, I've had your back with discussions that these people I was just talking to that I didn't name, that were like, Lee is too much. Lee's this, Lee's that. And I know you hear it nowadays, or even in the past when people are talking about me to you. But I never had to ask myself, do I need to pick Lee? Do I need to take Lee's side on this? Because I already know where we stand. I already know, Lee. We've already been through too much over the years.
Do you know,
me to be like, well, maybe Lee is, a lost cause or some shit. Because you're not. Again, you're still here. Look at all the shit we've been through. Like Chuck said, kicked off networks, banned from networks. That's nothing new. We've been doing that. That's what we do. That's what we're good at. At least I am. I'm good at destroying the infrastructure. And especially, this is another thing I want to talk about real quick. And Chuck, I'll get your thoughts on this as well. Again, when it comes to the truth movement or activism, okay, there's a lot of people in it that are involved in it that are not necessarily good for the whole entire group. So when you point it out, whether it's Jones or whoever it is, or even some people that may be mutual friends with ours, that I think I'm better at what they do than they are, people really have a problem with that. And I'm not the best in the world at radio, but again, I took the initiative, taught myself. Nobody did any of this shit for me. I built an empire on my own, right? So nobody can take shit away from me. And they can talk all the shit they want to talk. But again, I'm going to start my own show, and there'll probably be a segment on that show of me just ranting for about 15 minutes because I'm so fed up with people's bullshit. I'm sick of people being full of shit all the time. Like I said earlier, just be yourself. Don't try to portray some image because I've never done that. And that's how people fail at what they try to accomplish. You're trying to, again, kiss somebody's ass or work your way up through the rankings or whatever you're trying to do.
You got a point, man.
Do the opposite.
You do have a point, man.
Do what is good for, do what's good for yourself. I'm just saying.
You got to do what's right for Randall Pink
again, when I
Floyd,
first got into this,
man.
No, I mean, when I first got into this, I was like, people need to know about this, what's going on. And, I felt like, hey, let's start getting in the radio and start working around, communicating with people, see who else is out there. Because at one point, I really was striving to, build bridges. But now, I'm trying to burn them. Like I said, I can't really describe it, but for me, I just don't. I'm done, man. I don't have time. With all the serious shit that we're doing in the world, people are more concerned about me deleting my Facebook profile. So, all right, that's where we're at. Or, a football player. And that's what people care about right now. With all the other shit going on, that's important to people.
You got a point. Chuck, do you have something to
on top of all,
chime in on here, man? Let's get Chuck in here, man. Lay this down.
I just want to say this real quick. That too, Chuck, I'll give you a minute here, but that too, on top of it, you know what I'm saying? You have to, you got to find your own lane. Just be original. It's not that hard to be original. It is in this world, but I'm not talking about getting piercings and tattoos. I'm talking about being original. Stop being like everybody else. And that's hard to do. So, yeah, Chuck, go ahead.
Well, yeah, no,
Maybe he's still with us.
You guys,
yeah, he's still here.
Because, I'm here. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Loud and clear.
I love what Dennis is saying because, look, we all have to be individuals. This is up to us. This is what we went into this to do. And I've been more than happy to do it my own way and take it in my own direction.
Right.
Now, I'm somebody who was a member of the coalition, right? But what have I always done? I've never turned around and turned on anybody, who was not messing with me. You know what I'm saying? It's never been that way. I never judged anybody's presentation. This is your style. This is your art. At the end of the day,
I never fucked over anybody that didn't have it coming to them either. Yeah.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
So, and you might have a problem with Renegade right now. I don't, so I ain't going to take out your problems on him either, right? But
no, I don't have a problem.
This guy, he wrote the theme music, and he wrote the theme music for my show, right? And I love him. I appreciate a lot of the things he's done, and I appreciate and love you guys, man. No matter what happens, no matter if I'm on national radio shows or if I'm doing my thing and my listenership is this and what, I don't give a shit about the numbers. I don't give a shit about exactly, how much fame my trademark gets and all this other. I don't care. You understand? I'm out here doing me. That's what it comes down to, and that's and it's going to get a little more raw now because you know what? I got no reason to hold back. I've got no reason to be polite, and you're exactly right, Dennis. You get to a point in your life where once everything that you think was important, all of this superficial nonsense is gone. Yeah. What else are you going to turn to? That's it. You're going to have to be you because you ain't got nothing else left. And you know what? It's you and I are in the same kind of circle. We don't sound the same. We're not the same style at all. But I respect you, and you've always shown respect to me. That's all that counts as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, Lee, I understand Lee, okay, he's been a little crazy over the years. He does this, does that, gets drunk on air, says some crazy shit. But I love this guy, man. You guys are my brothers. Just because I don't agree with everything you do doesn't make you any less my brother.
No. That's the thing. I'll say the things that nobody else wants to say because you know what? I done lost my give a fuck gland years ago. Okay, that shit done went out the window. Now I've calmed down a little bit more now that I'm getting a little bit older. Working 60 hours a fucking week is it takes a toll on a motherfucker. So, I don't have as much free time. Business is picked up. This is what happens when you start your own business, man. It goes slow, and then all of a sudden, bam. These things start to take off. The next thing you know, you don't get sleep because you want to get that job done because you've got another job already waiting on you. But that notwithstanding, man, regardless of what I've said, what I've done, it's all tantamount to, pretty much what we're trying to accomplish here. Oh, maybe I'm just trying to get some more people. You should check out this guy that says this shit, or check out that guy that says, did this Mr. Friday Night or Dennis Ford or whatever saying this.
Yeah,
Chuck Ochelli's got this guy from, from, what's his name on? I believe Chuck has so many great guests on it, it's hard to pick a good one to name out right now, ladies and gentlemen, and that's me covering my own ass. I learned that from Johnny Carson in 1982. Thank you very much. And oh, by the way, fuck Gary Shandling on that note. But, I say things that everybody wants to say. This is the stuff that you think in your head, that you do. Whether you're white, black, Hispanic, red, green, yellow, a can of fucking armored corned beef hash. Okay? It does not matter. I'm just that voice that of the words that should be better left unspoken. And I'm only saying that because that's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to do. They want you to sit here and argue with me. They want you to sit here and fight with me. You know who calls in to argue and fight with me? Nobody. You know who argues and fights with me on my posts to get 100 or 200 likes? Nobody. You know why? Because there's no reason to. They know that I'm not out here to create this big world of chaos. I'm sitting here trying to tell you simple, sorry, Cheerios eating sons of bitches out there that, number one, you're pumping your bodies full of GMOs, and number two, you're losing track of the main goal. The little spots in life, the little bumps, and even the big bumps that you face in your own personal lives, they suck. Buddy, they suck like a fucking bunch of red ants on your nutsack. All right? Horribly.
Oh,
you don't want, and ladies, even you can identify with that. You just, come on, all right? Red ants on a nutsack. It's a hairy, greasy, drippy nutsack in the jungle. Let me tell you, it's that bad.
Man, come on now.
All right, now that's how horrible it is.
Wait.
Cut them off.
Yeah, now a word from Arby's so we can talk about this blown out roast beef sandwich and you can remember your ex-wife. Anyway,
it's like a pit bull eating mayo. It's I don't know.
I just want to say this so we can change the subject real quick. Over the years there's been people that have said things about me. Oh, he's a shill. Oh, he works for the government. So what's wrong with me adapting that persona and actually using it against people? Let's all be actors, right? Let's all just act, because that's what it's all about, right? And for anybody to call me a shill or anything like that is complete madness. You can go back and look at all the milestones and all the shit that I've done in the past almost 5 years now that not a lot of people can say they have been a part of or even done. And that was, me and, again, in coalition. It does take a group effort. But, when you look at the coalition, like I said, there's sort of a hierarchy or something there where people are like, oh, well, not me. I really don't care. I'll unfriend the shit out of somebody real quick. I ain't going to block you, but I'm going to unfriend you so you know, hey, where'd he go? And then you find out, and then you send me a message and all that shit. That's what I've been dealing with for the last 2 months. People aggravated that little old Dennis Ford is not friends with them no more on Facebook. Good Lord. Somebody call the police. Like, what the fuck, man? I don't understand. But anyways, it's not about me. Okay? It's not. I'm just saying, at a certain point, maybe I did turn heel. I'm in heel mode right now. I'll hit you in the face with a steel chair and win the match. That's where I'm at. I'll cheat to win at this point. And, it is what it is. Like I said, there's people even that do shows on Friday nights that don't even fill our time slot because they know that they can't even, come close to anything we do. Look at some of the guests.
We're not going to make this
I'm not going to mention any names.
A dick measuring contest.
It's like, oh, God, not this dude. You couldn't pay me to listen to that show. But anyways, whatever. I'm sorry. Again, I don't apologize a lot.
No. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
I can't agree with you more. I hate that guy. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. We're not going to get into
That's
this.
ridiculous.
We're not. I fucking hate that guy. But you know,
this is why I wanted Trip to join the show, because Trip's got this thing coming up next month where he's going to try to be, again, sort of like a heel mode, you know, targeting other shows and roasting the shit out of them and giving other shows publicity that they might not otherwise get. But an important aspect of that, because I know we were talking about male and female earlier, but the women activists, man, it's beyond crazy. It's like I don't post something and then post my nutsack right underneath it so people will like it, you know, but that's what they do. Here's a post, but here's my titties too. You know, it's like, why are you in this? Are you a model or an activist? I don't get it. What are you doing? You know? And can't run a show to save their fucking life. So, again, moving on. You know, at the end of the day, it is a competition to me. At this point, it is a competition because, like I said, anybody can look at my track record and everything I've done.
Well,
you know, I've been a part of.
You know,
if it wasn't for me, a lot of people wouldn't even know about the fucking music that is circulating in the truth movement.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand. You know, that Dennis Ford and myself, we worked together as a tag team. Okay, and when he gets out there and gets aggressive on it, you know, I'm going to back his play. I'm sorry, it is the way. We may not agree, but he's my brother, and I got to back his play. You know, no matter what.
Like I said, I've been trying to run Lee Piro for years. He won't leave.
Yeah, no matter what, I got his back, man. Somebody's got to take care of this stupid son of a bitch. Don't you understand that? I mean, it might as well be me. You people should be thanking me.
We're going to have a Marty Jannetty one day. Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels.
Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. Don't you dare make another Rockers reference in front of me again. You know, Marty Jannetty was actually a Central States tag team champion with one Bulldog Bob Brown, a lesser known wrestler. He was in the Central States area, but I happened to know his brother. He ran a bar on 5th Street there in Valley Junction, man. It was Easy's back in the day. I was 10 years old and got to go in there and not drink or anything like that, but my buddy was his...
Yeah, that's today's wrestling fact for everybody out there. But here's the thing, right? I grew up on that culture. I'm not even talking about professional sports. I'm talking about the wrestling culture that I grew up on in the 80s. You know, it's just shooting promos and shit. That's the shit I'm about to start doing. I'm going to start shooting promos and, calling people out, you know, pulling their card. Because obviously they like to pull mine, but they do it in secret chat rooms. You know, like I don't have people in those chat rooms that would come and say, hey, here's a screenshot of something somebody said about you. And I'm like, well, that doesn't surprise me at all. So, shooting promos and just going at people. And when it comes to the truth movement, there's not a lot of people in it that you can be like, oh, we're friends. There's some people that have relationships that come out of this activism shit. But been there, done that, man. I've seen... Like I said, it takes a certain individual to be able to see some shit and know that it's not the best thing for them. And that's kind of where I'm at. And the best thing for me is right now to, do what I'm doing. And like I said, at the end of the day, it kind of is a competition. You know, I'm not competing with Chuck, or I'm not competing with anybody else out there. But, like I said earlier, we're all unique. We all do our own thing. But guess who can't do what I can do? Nobody. or do what I do. It's my fault. You know what I'm saying? It's the way I feel about it. And like I said, I would have never got into this if I didn't think I could be good at it. And one of the best of all time. Just like another rapper that I'm not going to mention that's better than most of the rappers that you've heard in your lifetime. The best rapper of all time. And we all know who I'm talking about. Speaking of which.
Eminem?
There's stuff in the works too. No, not the white dude. Not the dude from Detroit. I'm talking about the underground juggernaut that we all know that I'm talking about. That just was on the show last week.
Yeah, we're to be getting in. I want to talk to Chuck about that as well. Here in the second hour too, man. We're getting ready to jump into our break, which we have to do on our first hour because if we don't, we're going to drive y'all crazy. We absolutely will.
Well,
and we've got more topics to get back to as well here tonight, man. I've got so much going on social media as always on Friday nights. You guys know how busy I am. I mean, Jesus Christ. Everybody, I love you guys, man.
That's what I'm saying. Check out, right? Nobody was listening. Look,
I love y'all.
Nobody was listening or gave a shit about what we were doing on Friday nights until I started running my mouth and started blocking people and turning people away. Now people want to tune in and hear what I have to say. So it works for me too, both ways. It's a publicity stunt. I'm an actor at this point. I'm a shield. I'm portraying that role. I'm trying to create controversy and shake up everybody's world. That's what I'm doing. Until it wears off.
I really don't.
Exactly.
Until
there is no competition for those that know they are kings. Period.
Right. Until this infinity, until this one up that I have, this extra life that I have wears off, if you want to put it in the video game context, until it runs away and the dust settles, I'm not going to go back and be like, hey, let's be friends again. I'm done, man. I moved on. That's what a lot of people need to do. I'm not interested in holding grudges or fighting with people. I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing on my road, doing my own thing.
That's what we have to do, Ben.
That's it.
And
you can do your thing over there.
That's how we defend our fucking titles, dude, is by continuously just keep doing what we've always been doing, being the assholes that we are, and Chuck, you know exactly what we're talking about. And hey, if you don't like it, turn the fucking channel, all right? But so far, a lot of motherfuckers like us, all right? I mean, I ain't trying to, toot our own horn anymore because we did that last week. I mean, it was a proverbial self-dick sucking show last week for a good hour, and it really was. And I'll admit that.
What do you mean?
No, it was a great show last week. Last week was one of the few shows that I listen back to. Normally, I don't listen back to my own shows. I just never do. All right, I put it out there, and there it is. All right, it's up to you people to judge it.
I listened to
last
it
week.
The day after, I'm like, did I really say that?
No.
Oh, Lord, I can't delete it. Well.
It was actually a really, really great show.
Damn,
really
was
great
on it
show.
too. I mean, that's icing on the cake. That's what I'm saying. There's some things in the works that are coming that a lot of people are not really ready for. And I'm not talking about things you've ever seen before. I'm talking about, again, changing the landscape, shaking the world, changing what people think doing radio and being an activist is. We're going to change all that, and it's coming. I'd say by the new year, there's going to be some shit that people are going to be like, where did this come from? And it's all the point.
In 2017, Dennis, in 2017, my brother, it's okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
In 2017, though.
2017, ladies and
people
gentlemen.
are going to see a whole new paradigm emerge. I promise you that. And
I don't think they're ready for it.
Oh, hell no.
Well, and that's the thing, man. I mean, you guys, I don't blame you at all for the attitude you've taken, the way that you feel. I really can't blame you for that. I can't, because deep inside, in my soul of souls, that's exactly the way I feel. But there's this thing inside me, and I don't know. I think I blame my mother for this because my father was a heartless prick. But I kind of care about these little saps, these little sheeps.
Oh man,
dude, there's that thing in me called there's that thing in me called being a human being that I still kind of like, and
time out. Lee Peer has a human heart. You got compassion.
Well, I got one stored in the closet next to Hitler's brain in a jar of formaldehyde that I keep in the back storeroom. But
yeah, I thought you were running off for alcohol. That was it.
No, they won't let me mainline alcohol anymore. It's fucked. They're like, you should just start banging heroin, Lee. That mainlining the alcohol is too much. Or how can you drink a whole bottle of Jack Daniels in 3 hours? But easily with my lips. That's what the fuck is your problem? I can drink a whole bottle of Jack Daniels, still pass a police drunk test, and recite the goddamn alphabet backwards. Come on. Stop being a fucking pansy. When you really want to know how to drink, come see me, okay?
I'm saying, I just want to let people know, over the years, again, I study things, man. I study, what's going on. I look around. I'm very well aware of everything I'm involved in and what I'm doing. But over the years, Lee Peer has done some drinking on the air that would put a lot of people to shame. Like, you would embarrass yourself challenging Lee Peer to any kind of competition involving drinking. Not that it would be a competition, but over the years, I've seen things that people are like, oh, he drinks too much on the air. So do I, But I'm able to do that. So
you know the best part about what we admit, especially about drinking on the air, and why I call this the real happy hour? Because you know what? You never hear more truth than when you're sitting around with a bunch of people drinking. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
Alcohol absolutely brings out truth. This is why people keep attaching themselves to the show, why they want to be a part of the show, because they know we're not lying. We're not full of shit. We actually believe what we're saying, and this, we're putting this stuff out here to you. It's our heart, our soul, every single bit of it. And we make sure of that by imbibing a good amount of alcohol each and every week, just to let you people know that, hey, these motherfuckers got to be serious because they're drunk as fuck. I mean, ridiculously, long-windedly, stupid drunk as fuck. I mean, it gets to be ridiculous. We do have to hit that break.
Than most people out there.
No, it's better than some Howard Stern with a greasy old Robin Quivers. Go ahead, buddy.
I'd be like, Lee, we got to go over the script for this Friday show, I got this thing written up, and we're going to do this segment here, blah, blah, blah. We haven't done that the entire existence of this show. And we did
actually,
this particular show alone.
I will let people know, this is a little bit of inside information. We did actually talk about it once. I remember specifically, it was still back in the trailer park days, that I hit you up and I was like, dude, I got a little something written up. He's like, all right. And it took like maybe 4 minutes out of the goddamn show. I thought it was going to take 20 because it really took me 20 minutes to get through it when I was trying to read it.
If it's a 9/11 show or something like that, if it's a special event type show, it's different. You approach that a little bit different. But as far as this show goes, like I've explained it to people, it's like you're sitting out in the backyard around a bonfire talking to people. That's kind of the feel I get for this, what we do. And I'm glad we created it because, again, like I said, if Lee Peer gets shit-faced one night, he's in the second, we're about to go in the third hour, you might want to tune into that because it's pretty good radio. And I've been part of it, and it's not to take anything
unless I fall asleep.
People out there that do radio shows. It's just, I'm aware of what's going on, that a lot of people it's not about ratings, it's not about listeners, it's about your actual show and what you do. I check out Chuck's show. I check out Chip's show. There's certain shows that I'm a fan of, which is hard to say for me.
Yeah, it's especially with Chuck's body at work, man. He's got such an impressive body.
Because Chuck's on the show, I'm serious. I listen to Chuck's show when he does shows. I know there's been some shit going on, but Chuck is one of those people. I enjoy his show, and I enjoy having him on our show, and that goes for the people that may have a problem with me right now. At the end of the day, things may smooth over or whatever, but it's just what it is. Once I'm one of those type people. Once somebody does some shit to me, one time's all it takes. I'm done. I've lost trust and I feel violated and all that other shit. So I leave it alone.
I know. I hear what you're saying, again, Chuck. What do you think?
What's wrong with talking shit? Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
Well, you know what's funny, guys? You're talking about not using a script. I am quickly approaching show number 1,000.
You son of a bitch.
It's interesting. I have had one script once. I had an interview subject, and it was Richard Gage from AE 9/11, right? That was one scripted interview, and it sucked. That's it. That was literally like the second show out, and
we're going to go to Karen with the weather.
Yeah, it was that bad. And I said,
welcome to KBB 96.9 for radio.
Yeah, right.
And see,
it was that bad.
Yeah, for me, Chuck. Yeah, that's kind of what pisses me off when it comes to radio. Is just carbon copies of everybody regurgitating the same bullshit. And you're not going to get that on this show and a lot of other shows out there. But that's what's important to me. It's changing the landscape. Instead of trying to mold and adapt to it, let's change it. Let's break it. Let's break that mold that was there for us. If you're not, it's just like if you get into something, if you're a boxer or any kind of professional sport, if you're not in it to be the champion, then why are you even in it? I guess people are in it for money. I guess that's one aspect of it. But
that's the greasy part about it, man.
I have that drive. I want to be the best.
Brother, we do have to get to that break, man. It's the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the Friday Night Super Show right here on the Last Voice of the Liberty Network.
When you're a piece of shit.
Shit adds up at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be naked and fearless together. How's that sound? Ladies and gentlemen, we've got more coming up, including the unluckiest son of a bitch on the fucking planet. More current events this weekend. Chuck Ochelli is here for the duration. Am I wrong?
You're correct, sir.
Gave me the old Ed McMahon response there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the mouth. Mr. Friday Night is here. We can have more callers. You never know who's going to call in because, only some people get the special call-in. The public call-in is coming, I promise, kids. It's coming within the next couple months. Give me a minute, all right? Fuck's sakes. I'm old.
Yeah, you didn't get tripping quick enough, so he got pissed.
Trip, every time you call in, you should just be, knowing that I'm going to make you hold for a couple minutes because, sorry.
I'm just saying.
One of these days he's going to do it to me. It's not my fault, dude. We were in the middle of something, all right? You can't, bust in at number one, then start into number two, and then all of a sudden, bring in another caller. Oh, here, you just stop this guy and talk. It's horrible. It's horrible. We need to go to goddamn break. I need to smoke a fucking bowl, and I need to pour another drink, kids. I love you. This is the Friday Night Super Show. God, this really is just like a campfire setting, isn't it? I mean.
Who's on Munchies tonight?
I don't know, but Chuck, that leaves you, buddy. I'm drinking, bud.
I guess I'm stuck with it, but I'm drinking a little bit too. So here we go into the next hour.
That's for sure. It's only going to get better, babies. Stay tuned because the Friday Night Super Show will be right back, babies. Yeah.
I never really understood the true meaning of heroes. That is until they started calling me one. You see, it's not about wearing flashy costumes or being some paragon of truth and justice. It's about being a person who's sick and tired of watching the world burn and seeing nobody do anything about it.
The truth or you want justice, cause truth is justice is never amongst us. This place just ain't what it once was. He's saying it's Superman with the league full of just us, but I'm not the first of my kind. This revolution, mutations all through mankind. I bring it back like Professor X in his prime, back when he's walking, but I'm running to the scene of the crime. Yeah, cause I'm not scared of your rules when they provide so many variables. You write these laws just to treat us like fools. Riddle me this, who reads all these pills for you dudes? What's the matter? You seem puzzled. See, we're hit to your game even though we struggle. Try to take us down, more rise from rubble. Generation X, men bringing the storm like Holly's husband trouble. So I stand out, cause it's about that time. If we're confident, do the job, I make it in mine. Yes, I stand out, fight for those who can. I get justice, man, I get justice, man. Yes, I stand out, cause it's about that time. If we're confident, do the job, I make it in mine. Yes, I stand out, fight for those who can. I get justice, man, I get justice, man. I go out every night for these people, the ones you abandoned don't determine I'm equal. But like Spider-Man 3, you won't survive the sequel. Cause in this King's Court, we don't see you as regal. We know you just wanna get your friends through, but will you pardon me when they burst their flames in my hands too? Then will you finally acknowledge what they did do? Did I get my Johnny Storm flame on with a matching a gas suit? Yo, I don't want the people to love me, just want them to have the chance if I'd live it free. But life's a bitch and the kids poison ivy. But that kiss of death shit hit you like it hits me. So go ahead, man, remember my name. Cause the apocalypse is coming all the same. Lock us up with sentinels to keep us tame. But the poor were born as slaves of broken chains. So I stand up, it's about that time. If the cops can't do the job of making it mine, yes, I stand up, fight for those who can. I get justice, man, I get justice, man. Yes, I stand up, cause it's about that time. If the cops can't do the job of making it mine, yes, I stand up, fight for those who can. I get justice, man, I get justice, man.
You asked me if I murdered those people? No, never. I didn't murder anybody. I did what was necessary to help people. The real question is, where were you?
And I will die! What makes you think I'ma bow down to you, boy? I'm a beast mode like hanging on the rear of the port. I'm coming back, I'll be attacked and put that fear in your eyes. Trying to kill me, I'm like Deadpool, I can never die.
It's always why with you. Why? Well, let me tell you something. I do this so that you and all your little government friends will know that I'm waiting and you will be held accountable.
So I stand up, cause it's about that time. If the cops can't do the job of making it mine, yes, I stand up, fight for those who can. I get justice, man, I get justice, man. Yes, I stand up, cause it's about that time. If the cops can't do the job of making it mine, yes, I stand up, fight for those who can. I get justice, man, I get justice, man.
You speak to me of laws and justice. You know that if any of that really existed, I wouldn't even be here.
Are you butt ugly with nasty-ass taste? Do you like pancakes? Then come on down to Betty's no-good clothes store and pancake house. Heinous dresses for big fat hoggies, cheap, tacky, ill-fitting suits that were never in style, stinky tight clothes for old people, and pancakes. And while you're here, why don't you check out our grubby, snotty little kids department, where you'll find awful, itchy kids' polyester jumpsuits that'll get the crap knocked out of them at school, and pancakes. So, put a bag on your head and hop on the ugly bus to Betty's no-good clothes store and pancake house. Terrible, terrible clothes and pancakes.
Betty's no-good clothes store and pancake house!
Hey, Star Wars fans. I'm actor Billy D. Williams, but you know me better as Lando Calrissian. Seriously, Star Wars has been pretty darn good to me, but I've got something in my life right now that's treating me a whole lot better. I'm talking, of course, about the fantastic world of exotic massage. Now, whoa. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Lando, are you talking about what I think you're talking about? I sure am. It's fantastic. You get all the benefits of a regular therapeutic massage, plus you get to have your pancake flipped. Oh, Bambi, that's great. Now I'm hooked.
Pure shadow. I got my CBDs. Don't let them curse a sacred flower. You gotta take back your power. I traveled astrally indeed, puffing on this stuff some people calling weed. Power to the people, fuck the stuff you heard. Get it straight now, they ain't fucking with my herbs. I see hit piece after hit piece, and they're eating it up like it's delectable. Man, it's a shit feast. The magnitude of malevolence is exceptional. The fact they think it's edible is utterly incredible. I find it indigestible. This reprehensible spectacle is a festival of ignorance, unethical. Poisoning you under the cover of protecting you from birth. For what it's worth, they're Pantone injecting you with a plethora of carcinogenic chemicals while looking down their nose at you, telling you that it's medical. These days it pays to be skeptical about every single thing that comes out their receptacle. They love to shoot formaldehyde into your baby, then come lock you up just for selling fresh organic vegetables. This shit is way beyond belief. They've demonized another leaf and it is unacceptable. I traveled astrally indeed. That's what it makes you do. Puffing on this stuff some people calling weed. And let you know it's true. Power to the people. Fuck the stuff you heard. All that shit is fake. Get it straight now. They ain't fucking with my herb. I'm talking to all the snakes. It makes me so sad to see these poor people falling for the okie doke. They think that it's a jokey joke until they yelling holy smoke. What they've been calling a weed's the sure answer. Cannabis does indeed cure cancer. They've legalized it, but I gotta let you know. Beware of Harry Anslinger 2.0. Another type of prohibition's happening real slow. Gradually, only corporations will be allowed to grow. That means people like Monsanto. And once it's genetically modified, how will you know? And if they stick some labels on it, will you be a believer? Is your kosher cushion indica? Is your super skunker sativa? They don't care about some people smoking marijuana. They want cannabis concentrates, persona non grata. These jokers take over your weed, it guarantees your sadness. They don't really do that shit you saw on Reefer Madness. Astrally indeed, that's what it makes you do. Puffing on this stuff some people calling weed. And let you know it's true. Power to the people. Fuck the stuff you heard. All that shit is fake. Get it straight now. They ain't fucking with my herb. That's when they make a big mistake. Populous intoxicated. Populous intoxicated. Populous intoxicated like never before. Populous intoxicated. Populous intoxicated. Populous intoxicated like never before. Populous intoxicated.
Yesterday's too long ago. Don't agree with what I know. Tomorrow got no place to be. I see the line in the sand. Time to find out who I am. Looking back to see where I stand. Evolution. See my reflection change. Nothing ever stays the same. But you know the name's the game. We all know what it means. Nothing's ever what it seems. Unforgiven, unforeseen. I see the line in the sand. Time to find out who I am. Looking back to see where I stand. Evolution.
Oh, yeah, babies, that's right. The line in the sand has been drawn. I'm the mouth laughing and scratching at you, bringing you back with my tag team partner like no other, man. We are the Tag Team Champs of Radio. They hate us because they ain't us, and you know it, man. Dennis Ford, how in the hell is you tonight?
Lee Perry, don't you dare be sour.
Don't you
Don't you be
dare
sour,
be
Don't you
sour.
dare.
Especially, you can't even
Better
be
not.
sour when you've got the fine flavor of Mr. AFR himself, man. Chuck Ochelli over there, dude. He's got a great brand going, the Ochelli Effect. If you haven't heard this show, you are missing the fuck out. You think that we're real. This guy does it on a daily basis, man. He has some of the biggest names that you've ever heard. Some really important people. He gets down to the nuts and the bolts of it. And Chuck Ochelli is not afraid to pull any punches. Mr. Ochelli, my brother from another mother, Mr. Simpatico. Hey, Beetlejuice. How's it going, brother?
You know, it's great. I got my hair back in the ponytail right now, but I'm sitting here
Me
with
too.
the glasses and the beard looking just like it.
I still got my hair back in the paint dripped ponytail, by the way. Still too, because I got home about 45 minutes before air tonight, and Dennis got home about 10 minutes before air, and we thankfully had the great Chuck Ochelli jump in with us and cover our asses while we got a few drinks and tokes in us. And
it's always a pleasure to have Chuck on. Also, I just want to let people know when it comes to the Friday Night Super Show, I don't know, I guess we're in at the end of season 2, about to do season 3, but Chuck's on season 15. You know, he's been doing this for a while. You know, when I think about 500 episodes, you know, that's a big milestone for me.
Yeah. And Chuck's wrangling on 1,000.
And Chuck is approaching 1,000, probably more than 1,000 shows that he's collaborated on or been a part of. So that's what I'm talking about. You know, somebody that's just beyond, you know, you're not going to find another Chuck Ochelli unless he's on our show or you go look at his show or you check out his show. That's where you're going to find Chuck. So that's important to me. That, you know, that drive, even though, you know, we all have life. Life is a whole other aspect of it. You know, when life is beating your ass, it's hard to do this shit. I take my hat off to people like Chuck and Jack Blood and the people that have been doing this, you know, the people that open doors.
Maria.
And shit. You know, the people that were making their own lane,
Gotta
like I was
say
saying
something
earlier.
about my
You know, carving their own path is my point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, you know, and there's...
A note to the listeners.
Go ahead,
real
Chuck.
Quick, just a note to the listeners. I am trying to coerce Jack Blood into coming back.
Oh, he just did a show a couple weeks ago. Or last week. While I was in Colorado, I saw that. Jack did a show.
Yeah, well,
Sometimes he just runs free broadcast or something. He doesn't.
Yeah, but I'm trying to coerce him into coming back to run side by side with me. Is what I'm trying to get him to do, folks.
So you know, you both could have a home here at the Last Voice for Liberty Network.
Yeah, and also Maria Heller. You know, somebody that somebody that a lot of activists don't even know about because they'd rather have Adam Kokesh on their fucking show.
And then, oh boy, that fucking douchebag. Let me tell you about that guy.
Adam Kokesh. There's a reason why Adam's never been on my show because I don't like Adam Kokesh. There ain't nothing he did to me personally or anything. I just don't like douchebags. So what are you saying?
And you know, he is a white sunglasses, backwards, fucking flat bill cap wearing motherfucker, dude.
I just don't know,
he screams douchebag, and he also screams some type of big time financial backing. There's no way that this cocksucker, dude. I'll tell you what, Dennis Ford, you and me. Shit, I'm coming to Virginia soon. Maybe, son, we might just get drunk enough, eat enough fucking acid, smoke enough fucking pot that we're just going to go over to the fucking bridge, the same bridge that Adam Kokesh did, and we'll load us up a nice big automatic weapon. Man, I might even buy one while I'm there, boys. You know, I want to get a brand new one if I'm going to go to fucking prison. Because
I'm never stepping foot in that shitty-ass city
watch
again.
Me.
Anybody can go there if they want, but I ain't going. Washington, D.C.
I'll cross that shit line. Fuck them. What are they going to do to me? Throw me in prison? Oh, boy. Isolate me from everything that I ever wanted? Oh, boy. What have you ever fucking done to me before? Same old fucking story. I'm ready to accept the sentence that I could possibly get. And I'm just damn sure telling these people, man, it's time to stop giving a fuck about the consequences anymore, all right? I mean, the consequences of this shit.
Come down to Georgia. Why don't y'all come down to Georgia if you're getting together in Virginia? Because that's where I'm sitting right now. I would love to see you guys down here. We could raise some real hell.
Can you fund that trip from Virginia to Georgia? Because
we'll see what happens.
I can't fund my ramen noodles right now, but, you know, I do have a GoFundMe out there.
You got ramen noodles? Damn. Damn, man.
Laugh down with Kings and Bubba. Dusty Rhodes right there. I wish we had that clip.
The American Dream.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes. Supporting the Samsung Galaxy S6. Did you ever see that one with Mike Tyson? That was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Pins are dropping.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Look at that. All right, boys. Have you heard this story this week about the most unluckiest person on the face of planet Earth?
Let's hear about it.
This sorry sumbitch, Australia now, sat on a toilet this last week. Porta John out there, you know, construction worker. They do construction in foreign places, kids. I don't know if you kids know this. I mean, there's a lot of young people that are listening to this and might not, you know, grasp the concept that commerce does go on around the world, not just within this slave state's borders. Okay, this happens. Sat on a porta john. Venomous brown spider from Australia bit him on the old prick. He said he knew it. He said he knew it when it first happened because it had happened 9 months before that.
Oof.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the unluckiest person on the face. His first name was David. His last name withheld, obviously, for, you know, I don't want to be embarrassed as the guy's gotten his dick bit twice by spiders, you know, reasons, but.
Could one take that as a sign from God? I mean, really?
Well, number one, that you're stupid. Why wouldn't you look? I'm telling you what, if I get bit on the dick by a spider taking a shit in a porta potty, I will tell you this right now. Every time I'm going in there, I got my phone on flashlight mode. I don't care how drunk I am. I will buy a new phone if I drop it. I'm checking. Ain't nothing biting me on the dick again. You know, that's just my take on it. And Dennis, there's our bullshit story of the week, man. I only get to come up with one, and fuck, it really wasn't that good. But dude got his dick bit by a spider. Twice.
No, I mean, people.
Well, this is what they talk about. This is the stuff that they talk about on mainstream media in the morning on the news while I'm trying to watch the weather because I do work outside a lot, and this is the stuff that they come up with. And you said there are so many people out there going, dude, I'm turning this crap off. These motherfuckers. Lee's really drunk tonight. He's starting to mention like spider biting dicks and shit. You know, it's fucked. You know, let's walk the fuck away. But no, ladies and gentlemen, this comes from mainstream media. Okay,
this is for like Spider-Man parodies or something. You know?
Dude, they got Spider-Man parody fucking pornos. They got his
dick by a radioactive spider.
You know what the porno parody that bothered me the most was? The Cosby Show one. And it's not because they're black.
Well,
next subject.
Now, wait a minute. Now I look at things from a different angle, Lee. You know that, right? Here's what's amazing to me is that there are often these stories about things happening to the penis out there in mainstream media and also on joke media, et cetera, et cetera. But you ever notice that venomous creatures never do bite a woman in the vagina? You ever notice that those stories never quite make it out?
Well, you know, they got the open plumbing, but they don't have the dangle. You know what I'm saying? Where do you think swagger comes from, ladies? It's how the dick swings, okay? Y'all motherfuckers with your out of balance asses, y'all trying to defy physics and walk down the street like you're trying to fucking nudge somebody out of the way for the next fucking spot in line at the fucking Walmart. It's ridiculous.
Obviously, you've never been in one of those strip clubs in Philly where there's bullet wounds and plenty of things that are hanging down. But anyway, the thing is...
No, I've been in strip clubs in Des Moines, Iowa, where there's heart scars and fucking corn lashings. It's horrible. Come on.
You go there at 2:30 in the afternoon, man. It's rough. But
I've been trying to write a country song called, the strip club and the day shift at the strip club. It's going to be a ballad, I think. Yeah, I think we need to make it a ballad, because it's a sad thing. Who the fuck goes to the strip club in the daytime?
All right, but Chuck, finish your point, because I'm interested in what you were saying about why the media would never report a woman getting bit in their cooch. So go ahead and finish that.
I think it's because it doesn't happen, because obviously venomous creatures usually don't devour their own. But that's just my viewpoint, folks. Maybe yours might differ. But it just seems to me as though the only, venomous snake or venomous... Yeah, right. Oh, okay. Anyway, that's just my supposition based on the fact that these stories keep emerging about all these interesting misadventures with the penis. It seems as though venomous creatures are willing to bite down on it. So, be aware of that the next time you're on Craigslist trying to find somebody to hang out with for the night, because, hey, it could be dangerous. Okay,
that's right. It could be a venomous creature trying to bite down on your, what you have.
That was cold-blooded.
Totally cold-blooded. Boys, in other news, man, you've got Dead Chick versus fucking Hairdo. And nobody seems to give two flying fucks about Gary Johnson, and why should they? Jill Stein, please go spray paint something else, and we'll go down that avenue. But is this not? And I know Dennis, I brought this up before, but is this not the biggest stupid fallacy of any election that has ever been? I thought Mitt Romney was dumb. I thought the whitewashing of Ron Paul was a fucking shenanigans. This is just absolute TV drama. This is Days of Our Lives fucking bullshit. All right?
Oh, yes.
And this is the Young and the Restless enacted live with politicians instead of, horny, stupid people. And
See, I think you guys. I think you guys like this. I think you guys should like this, and you know why? Because it reminds me of the 1980s WWF, not WWF.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that.
Say word.
It does.
She deleted her emails. Oh, he ain't did his taxes. Let's have a match. Hell in a Cell. That's right. That's what it is. Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Donald Trump to come out and give the old cup of coffee, because that's probably about one of the most priceless promos ever. Randy Savage coming on. Ricky Steamboat, it's nothing but it's his cup of coffee. It's his little bit of time. He's not going to take my Intercontinental title.
It's the cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee, yeah. I'm freaking out, yeah. That's one of the great promos that coked up Randy Savage ever did, and God rest his soul and all that. But
yeah, exactly. But that's that's nothing new either, because we all know how politics are. That's essentially what it is professional wrestling on a different scale. But at the same time, yes, this particular election that we're witnessing, this bullshit that we're witnessing right now, is not even funny. I don't even know what to say about it at this point, but, we had that debate. I guess it was Monday or whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
And I caught 5 minutes of it, and I was like, man, where's the trash can?
I
had to puke my brain out my ear, because this is fucking garbage. It just made me so upset about, like I said, the severity of the situation that we're dealing with, that people think this is just the way things are. These are the choices we get. See, that's the problem. That's why we're in the situation that we're in now.
And Chuck, tell them why having just limited choices is wrong.
Yeah, but Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump? I mean, come on, man. Come on. Seriously. Like, this is the best they got? Come on, man. It's like I said, it's funny, but it's really not, because we're going to get one of these assholes.
Oh, yeah, we're fucked either way. You know, even Ogre was telling me, and he's going to hate me for saying this over the air, but you know, even Ogre was telling me, you know, my Facebook post is on election day, lube up America because we're fucked. I just kind of want to tell him that, you know, I think one of us made that post a long time ago.
Who won the debate? Nobody won the debate. You know who won the debate? The shadow government that nobody wants to talk about.
Oh,
running shit
bang.
You know,
Chuck,
talk about
let's get Chuck up in here. Chuck, what do you think, man?
Well, the only good news about the debate is that not as many people tuned in for this bullshit as did last time there was a debate. That's the only good news, is that people are actually tuning out finally. You know, you got Trump lying his ass off. Okay, fine. We know that that's normal. He's a businessman, and he's the guy who gets buildings built in New York City.
And he fought Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 23. Yeah.
You know, it's
remember he shaved Vince McMahon at WrestleMania?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to remember. Listen, he learned from the guys who knew how to run this stuff. But then at the same time, you have the unsupportable unsupported, which is Hillary Clinton. You find me somebody who's a vehement supporter of this bitch, man. It's not possible.
All right, check this out. Check this out.
Everything.
I just got a
point.
Check
this out, Chuck. And Lee. Yeah, check this out. See if this sounds good to you. Take Hillary Clinton out of the equation and put Vince McMahon in her spot. Then we could really see some shit. that would be some good shit. But Vince McMahon would probably win. Could you imagine Vince as president and owning the biggest wrestling company in the world?
Yeah, no,
like
Dennis. I need to point out that
in the world, he can fix everything.
At the 2013,
Donald Trump's 70 years old, man.
Hey, man! At the 2013 Hall of Fame inductions for the WWE, let me point out that Vince McMahon did introduce Donald Trump and did induct Donald Trump into the Hall of Fame as and what was the last words he said? No, but what was the last words he said? The next president of the United States.
Yeah, I know. But that would be some good shit. Like, I would actually watch Vince McMahon and Donald Trump debating on anything.
Yeah, I actually
I'd watch that. He's like, Donald, and then, you know, Triple H would come out and pedigree Donald Trump. That'd be fucking hilarious. Might have to do that. Let's get on YouTube tomorrow. Let's film that. But again, that's just things that go on in my mind. But it reminds me of it just reminds me of how the politics in this country, the other people in the world are laughing at us, man. They're like, how this shit is going in America. Like, look what their choices are. Like, Hillary is a war criminal. She belongs in prison. Anybody that doesn't know that needs to do the research about that particular individual and her husband. Not to mention, Chuck, I want to get your viewpoint on what their daughter said the other day, because I'm sure you got something to add to that.
How stupid is that?
How stupid is she? She reminds me of Kelly Bundy. Like, fuck are you talking about?
It's beautiful.
Explain that.
It's beautiful to watch. No, it's beautiful to watch the family members of both of them. You know, Donald Trump Jr. is now being floated as a possible candidate for mayor of New York City, right? Isn't that lovely? Mm-hmm. His dumbass daughter is supposedly picking up political ability, and Chelsea Clinton, of all people, you got to be kidding me, man. I mean,
donkey.
What rock did she fall out from under? She should have stayed under the heat lamp.
Well, that just reminds me of a shrinky deck that wasn't done yet. You know what I mean? She still needs to go back in the oven a while. But the problem is that, you take a look at what Roger Stone. Now, Roger Stone I had on my show, political operative, hatchet man for the Nixon administration, so on and so forth. Now he's Donald Trump's buddy out there in the public, going on, Jonestown and everything else, discussing this guy's, to tell you the truth, right? If you believe that crap, I got something to sell you. That's for sure. But let's put that aside for a second. If you take a look at the job that this guy did on the Clintons in his book called The Clintons' War on Women, it was absolutely brilliant. Is Roger Stone an asshole? He sure is. Is he a rough kind of customer and a dirty player? Absolutely. This is the guy who was really behind the Willie Horton ads and all that other nonsense that went on. Has had his fingers in politics since the 1970s. Mm-hmm. And is yet again.
I know
one
who
of the,
you're talking
orange
about.
People eaters. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Especially with the whole Willie Horton thing. I mean, he came onto the scene a little bit. Well, actually, what was it? The year I was born, 76. It might have been 73, even earlier. You know, even better when my ex-wife was born. So you know, there's one of those things. That was my first ex-wife, who's a pretty good friend. Yeah.
Now, we were children when this
All
guy
right.
started. You and I were children when this guy started. He goes back all the way to Nixon.
Yep.
Okay, this is the guy who is, really the brain for Donald Trump, which is hysterical.
And wasn't it was it the Carter or was it the Reagan? Hang on, wasn't it the Reagan administration that ran with that whole Willie Horton thing because they wanted to see how much of a racial divide they could create? You know, it was the early 1980s kids. For those of you who weren't privy to it or were like 2 and 3 years old, and you know the only thing you care about was how far can I stick my finger up my butt and give me something to eat. But yeah, this was something that actually happened. They broadcasted Willie Horton like he was every black person everywhere. And if you don't see this in the media nowadays, I'm sorry. Stevie Wonder can see better than you do. Ronnie Millsap, thank you very much. An early 1980s country reference. Yeah, I know he brought her on pop. Never mind.
No, I mean, that's a good point, though. I mean, if you can't see what's going on, then why, like I've been telling Lee over these years, there's a lot of shit that we really shouldn't have to explain or keep repeating to people. And when it comes to this election, this is something this is common knowledge. This is like opera in front of your face. And they expect people to support these people, man. Like, for real. You know, you just want to destroy the country. We already know. We know what you're doing. Yeah, get it over with.
It's worse than a Johnny Bravo cartoon, Chuck.
Well,
We're going to war with Russia.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But it cracks me up because people bring me on to radio stations in other countries to talk about this because they are in absolute disbelief that this is happening to our country, that this is the truth. I'm not kidding you. They bring me on in Ireland and in England and in Italy to sit there and discuss
this. Hey, mate,
this.
What's going on with your political parties over there, mate?
Pretty much. They're like, listen, we know we're fucked up over here, but, help us out, man. What's the matter with you? And it's hysterical. It really is. Now, here's the funny thing about Roger Stone, before he threw me off track. I had him on my show once, and the guy admitted on the air that he's a regular listener of mine. So I don't know how to take that. But, it's amazing to watch what's happening here. The lyrics are well beyond, past cooked. It is way beyond all of the nonsense that we imagined in the past. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's now in your face. The whole thing is a farce.
Right.
And that's it. They are selected. I'm pretty sure we're looking at President Clinton again, folks.
478, I'm trying to bring you in. It's not letting me. I'll try again.
I don't know, dude. Either one of them is perfect for the quote-unquote New World Order. Let's be honest. Both of them could work very well in that system because that's who they're talking to. When these people get on TV and they're talking in debates, let's make America great again. I'm talking to the American people. No, you're not. You're talking to your handlers. You're not talking to us. You're talking to them because if you don't do what they tell you to do, you will be a JFK. You'll be another one. They'll parade you out and shoot you right in the face unless you follow the laws. And Hillary Clinton knows all about it. Because follow her death notes and shit. Follow her receipts and find out all the people her and her family have killed. Like I said, her daughter wants to say weed is killing people. Does she know how many people her mother and father have murdered?
I think she's the only person nowadays that you can, lawfully and legally get away with calling a cunt.
His hotel bedroom and they found him dead and he broke his own neck. It's a suicide. We don't know.
I'm pretty sure she's the only person on the planet that you can officially call a cunt, and everybody's going to kind of go, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But she's a woman, right? We need the woman power, right? Yeah.
I've met one quote unquote Hillary supporter in my time.
I haven't seen any.
And to be quite honest, I do not believe in my heart of hearts, because I cannot, that he is a Hillary supporter, because he is my autistic nephew. It's his birthday today. I want to say happy birthday, Tanner. Love you, buddy. Yeah, and
happy birthday.
He came up to me at a wedding I was at recently for my cousin, his aunt at that point in time, and he said, "Cousin Lee, I'm a Hillary supporter." I was like, "Who put you up to this? Who made you say these things? If it was your mother, I swear to Christ, there's a fist."
I mean, I want to point out something for a lot of people.
Don't do that to him, because there is so much more that he can achieve knowing that there's freedom out there. It's
right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I just want to point that out to people. You do not have to contribute to their bullshit. That's not something that's mandatory. It's not written in your DNA that you have to support the shit that they're trying to pull.
And this is something
for the last 9 administrations.
This is something that I wanted to ask both of you guys,
don't teach
man.
Your kids that shit either. That's terrible, toxic shit to be teaching your kids. Don't be teaching your kids to support Hillary Clinton.
That's right.
Terrible.
Thank you.
You shouldn't even have kids. What's wrong with you?
Yep. And if you're touting the same thing about Trump, then yeah.
Either one of them. I don't care. It doesn't
You're
matter.
right.
It doesn't matter.
You're right.
Oh, hey, little Johnny, vote for Donald Trump because he fought Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. He'll be great for America. Like, that's idiocracy that we're living in right now as United States citizens.
But here's that question that I wanted to pose to you guys here in the last 20 minutes of the second hour, man, before we kick into, the third hour, all the way live, babies. I wanted to ask you guys, man, if you were faced with that situation, I mean, we all know that we're kind of preaching to the sheeple. It's albeit shitty. We don't even have soapboxes, man. We got some cardboard and a fucking cinder block up underneath that shit. Okay, don't even have the wooden boxes that the wooden pulpit that we used to be able to stand on or what have you. But we're preaching something. We're preaching something that isn't a big gatherer of people. We're preaching something that's, hey, you're getting fucked. And no matter how we try to slice it, they keep saying, we've got to have this type of government. What about this? What about, what's the famous one? My roads, all that crap. My roads, my flag, my jeebus, all that crap.
Hey, I remember my point now. South Park has been nailing this whole debate, election shit. I'm not a big supporter of television shows.
That's because they got the script, man.
The new season of South Park, they basically are laying out what's going on, and people are like, "Hey, that's funny." People watching the show, "Hey, that's hilarious." But it's really not, because
that's why the general public is swallowing this. Chuck, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Unfortunately, there are people that still think that this is the process, that this is the game. And I'm missing the latest South Park because I don't have anything resembling TV, so I don't know what's going on. But I did love that episode not too long ago when they had the Canadian Prime Minister.
Man, fuck TV and fuck South Park.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, it basically in the last episode, it was this basically what we have is a turd sandwich or a giant douche.
Yep.
That's it. That's your choices. And they both suck. So choose wisely, America.
Choose wisely who? And what are they choosing? Jesus Christ, why is that bleeding? Oh, yeah, I'm drinking.
All right, well, on Election Day, I'm going to go out and actually film. I got a good friend of mine who's coming back to Virginia, actually makes, all kinds of film production. A good friend of mine, we went to high school together, so when he comes back, we're actually going to go out and film some shit on Election Day. And, I'll do the Mark Days thing. I have a microphone and shit. I'll be like, hey, do you know, do all that corny shit. But really what I'm going to do is just go out and laugh at these people because this is, again, the idiocracy of reality that we live in this country. And like Chuck said, people in other countries are like, what the fuck is going on over there? Like, what are they doing?
You know I'm going to be around your parts around that time.
Yeah, we're going to be filming some shit. I mean, it's coming.
I'm thinking the election day. I'm thinking election day, Friday Night Super Show Live, Lee Peer and Dennis Ford breaking the law in Washington, D.C. What do you think?
And then live at break, we're going to have Payday Monsanto, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully, if we can get them out here.
That'd be great.
We'll see.
Dude, I'm bleeding like a fucking heroin addict here. What the fuck? Oh, that's when I fucking chipped my arm on the fucking muff. God damn it.
Either way, like I said,
man, I ain't
politics.
Band-Aids in fucking 15 years. I'm like a fucking stuck pig.
Politics is one thing. That's one thing to discuss on this show. But again, over the years, the repetition of repeating myself over and over again, letting people know I don't vote. The only last person I voted for was Ron Paul. And by the time I got back to my apartment, he had already lost Virginia. Mm-hmm. So that's when I was like, this shit it's all fantasy. And we all know that. I'm preaching to the choir here. But like Chuck said, this is right. This is blatant. This is a blatant big middle finger from the United States government. People are like, hey, let's, vote because that's what we do. No, just stay home. You're not helping. You're not helping by voting or supporting any of these people. Just stay your ass home or go to work or something. Do something. Read a book instead of voting. How about that? I'm going to start a hashtag, read a book instead of voting in this election or something. And here's another thing, right? A meme is now an anti-Semitic symbol.
The damn frog. Dude, that's like the lamest fucking meme ever, too. It really is. I mean, as far as memes go, there are like, human facial expressions that you can identify with. Even goddamn Kermit the Frog drinking a glass of tea. Shit, I made that goddamn reference last night. Especially when Mr. Patrick Dempsey was telling me, saying, hey, I'm going to the Iowa game tomorrow. That's 76,000 people. If they could hear 30 seconds of Payday Monsanto's music, maybe they would think, Lee. And I was like, now you know what I've been doing for the past 5 years, man. That's
That's interesting. That's interesting because, like I said, I had somebody call me a meme god, but people don't know how long it takes and how much effort I put in to go out and find out, these pictures and shit that I post. Some of them I make myself that I don't even take credit for, but it takes a lot of effort to go out and find these delightful things that run across your news feed.
All I know is if the cops show up here right now,
music, and then there's going to be me talking shit, and then there's going to be more pictures on top of it. That's just what I do. I know how to use Facebook. A lot of people are on social media that don't even know how to do shit on Facebook. Why are you even on there? What are you doing? Like study shit. Like
you want to hear something funny?
No, I just want to say this real quickly. If somebody's
here's something funny.
Say you like cooking, right? You're a fan of cooking your own food. I'm sure you research that. You have a computer in your pocket. It's your cell phone. You can pull up any recipe you want. You can research anything you want. You have infinite knowledge in your pocket, and you still don't know shit about anything. What's wrong with people? I can't even understand. You have basically a brain in your cell phone, in your pocket, that can tell you anything you need to know, and you still want to ask people questions. Like,
I'll tell you exactly what the fuck is wrong with people, because during that entire, do you not remember that fucking, what is that stupid, was it a perfume commercial, Chuck? I mean, remind me, well, yeah, I'm a French model. Every time I start to bring up anything about my mother for a good year, she was like, oh, yeah, I'm a French model. And then finally, I looked at her and I was like, look, bitch, if you ever fucking say that again in my presence, excuse me, and these are my exact words, let me remember this precise. I said, look, bitch, if you ever say that in my presence again, you and I are going to have big fucking problems. And my mother, this is my mother. She looks at me and she goes, you want problems? Bring it, big boy.
Right.
So me and her sat there, looked at each other, stared that Clint Eastwood type of fucking stare. I was Lee Van Cleef at that point in time because, yeah. I want to be Lee Van Cleef because he's a bad motherfucker. I don't care who says anything. He was a bad motherfucker. She looked back at me like she was Clint Eastwood. My brother was sitting over there like Tuco, just waiting to be strung up by the neck. He just didn't know which one of us was going to do it. It was the good, the bad, and the ugly, living out life in that moment. And she goes, you know what? Okay. And that was the first time ever that my mother kowtowed to me. Just on because I was right. You know, it wasn't because I was drunk and stupid and she just wanted to get me out of the house. Yeah, it's because I was right. And those are the shining moments that I get in my lifetime. The only people that matter to me, really, when it boils down to it, are, my friends and family. Man, you guys are all my family. So whenever I get positive things from the people that I love, then, damn, it makes me feel good. It makes me go, you know what, Lee? You may be a fucking prick. You may be a goddamn grandois asshole, to say some French words, which I fucking hate. But, you may be that guy, but somewhere, somehow, you are reaching some people. So you best keep going on. And no matter, whether or not I offend people, whether or not I piss people off, whether or not I'm even right, Google me, prove me wrong, please.
You don't have to like it.
Shut me the fuck down, please. Tomorrow, just rain upon me. As a matter of fact, the chat room is open here at www.spreaker.com/lastvoiceforliberty. It's right there.
I don't know how to use the internet, fella. Slow down there. I don't know what you're saying.
Come on, you know how to use the internet, man.
I don't know what you're saying. But yeah,
it's real easy, man.
You're going off somewhere else here, but
I tried to, because goddamn it, we have to go somewhere off.
Well, look, I don't. We don't want to sit here and continuously discuss the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase versus the Fabulous Moolah. So it's that
was a pretty fucking funny match, dude. I'm sorry.
No, don't get me wrong. I love the Leave Here rants. That's one of the reasons I got involved in all of this. And either way, this is my point. Dennis
just knows when to tell me to shut the fuck up.
I'm saying, I want to let you know that I was on a show with Brandon and James and, the whole NWO Truth Radio thing. But, a topic came up that was very interesting to me, is that a lot of people don't study history. Somebody had said a historian, right? They were like, oh, if you're a historian. I was like, there's no historians in 2016. What the hell are you talking about? But I study history. I study things that I'm interested in. I try to invest time in that, because that's very important, especially if you're a radio show host. You need to study your history before you even get into this.
You're nailing Chuck Ochelli right there to a T. Because if there's anybody that studies history,
I'm just saying, like Lee said, just look us up, man. I'm on YouTube videos. I've done multiple shows. There's no reason for me to have to prove anything to anybody. But ending this out, I just want to let you guys know that Idiocracy is being re-released. I think it's next month, maybe November, somewhere in there. But they're re-releasing it like a director's cut. But that just lets you know that this movie, Idiocracy, is actually a documentary. This is actually somebody sat down and wrote this shit about how stupid people were back in the 90s, and it's more relevant today than it was back then. That's amazing, and it's being re-released, so, go see it in a movie theater or whatever. I'm sure people own the movie or whatever. I'm sure people don't even have money to go see that, but that should just give people a glimpse. They're like, we need to re-release this because people didn't get it the first time. They didn't get it. Let's put it on the big screen in IMAX.
Oh, you are so right. You are so right, because we are quickly approaching the time when President Camacho is going to take office.
I know everybody's shit's emotional right now,
Yeah, but no, President Camacho, in case people don't know, and it's not a spoiler, watch that movie, because you got to get your big-ass fries. You got to get some big-ass fries from the machine that puts you off, and you got to support President Camacho and the sports drinks that are being poured over the cops.
That's right.
It's a thing of beauty.
Because we got the smartest guy in the world. Smarter than 10 of you. He's going to fix it next week. He's going to fix it. He's going to fix the economy next week.
Not sure.
And really, that's every goddamn political speech that they feed you guys, man. And they feed us all that crap. And there's some of us out there like me and Dennis and Chuck and many others that sit there and go, really? Come on. Really? And then there's so many of you. Literally, so many of you. And it breaks my fucking heart that sit there and go, really, nigga? Is that true? What the? God damn, man. No. Fuck this, man.
At this point in time, Lee, I think Out My Balls is on. Hold on. I gotta go check TV. I think Out My Balls is on. It's just a whole show where it's just all nut shots. But if you think about it, that's YouTube, right? That's YouTube. Or America's Funniest Home Videos. Just amplified.
Especially
like
America's
turned up to
Funniest
150.
Home Videos.
Out My Balls. That should be a show already. There's people getting hit in the nuts the whole show. You know? Go away, I'm baiting. You know?
Well, that's what they're doing, man. They're like, well, this girl can sing really good. You got The Voice, you got American Idol, or whatever fucking stupid-ass goddamn show they've come up with in the last 5 years that I haven't even watched goddamn network TV in primetime hours because of this crap. That's all they want to brainwash you with. They were like, the beer drinking bar scene at sitcoms and the little doctor fucking scene at sitcoms. Nobody was watching with that because A, nobody can drink all fucking day as much as I want to. Yes. You just can't do it. And B, not everybody can be a doctor because guess what? They're not hiring doctors in this country.
Well, good point, too. Also, not everybody can be a radio show host. So people out there, the unexperienced people, again, just...
Yeah, so please, flood Alex Jones's radio show host Twitter and Facebook with all sorts of crap up. Tell him to shut his fat ass the fuck up.
Buy my Walter Fiddlers. Whatever the hell he's talking about.
Get your toxic tangerine and your male enhancement pills right here. Keep running the tip of the spear. Look at how big my head is. Oh, God.
Jones. You know?
It's so horrible.
Again, that's another parody of what people, when people first start awakening, quote unquote, or they're like, oh, yeah, shit's fucked up. I need to look into this. Guess who they're going to find?
Yeah, and that's who they find. And to be quite honest, I
found them.
It's where I, kind of started out. My cousin was like, check this motherfucker out. And for a while, I wasn't listening. And then after a while, I started seeing through what he was trying to present. He was trying to present truth on a biased basis. And that's not the way you do it, man. Truth doesn't have a bias. It's just truth. Either it is or it ain't.
Right. If you ask Alex Jones, he will tell you that he's a businessman. He said that multiple times in the past.
He's a cunt.
He's in it for the money. That's it. The only reason he's doing his show is because he's able to profit from it, and then he can, people say I'm,
anytime somebody that's that big, especially in the scullular area, okay?
Yeah, but
when he's got enough chins to, you got a designated Chinese phone book for that motherfucker's head.
Yeah, but didn't Hillary,
he's not hurting.
Hillary, bring up Alex Jones or something, and he was all gloating about it. He was like, Hillary's gonna kill me.
Dude,
she kills me.
It's
this dude.
It's not a disease, man. When you're that,
I'll never suicide.
It's the same thing as everybody makes the fat jokes about Chris Christie, but the governor from New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. But if you look at it, dude, that motherfucker ain't hurting for shit. Okay?
Nah, he makes good money.
You know what? Let me address the Chris Christie thing real quick, because I got to say something about Java the governor. I was born in New Jersey. Governor Christie. Forget about the fat jokes. This guy can't even breathe. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was another train derailment this week.
Oh yeah, Charlie stole the handle again.
And he's suffocating while he's trying to talk like, I'm here to tell you about there was 120 people injured. Listen to the way this guy talks, man.
He does. He's
leaders,
trying to project a Darth Vader type of speaking. You actually, he's like, Twinkie got a new snacky coming out. When you bite into it, glitter shoot all into your mouth. Dude, that's really what happens when you become that obese, and this motherfucker's gone beyond fat. That's when you enter the realm of obesity. And I know I have several friends in that realm, and I love them to death. They're great people. They ain't goddamn Chris Christie, who's prop me up, hold me up, give me my wiping stick. I'll wipe myself with a stick on a rag. And he's supposed to be able to fucking explain why either Charlie or God stole the handle and the train, it wouldn't stop. No, it would not slow down. Plowed right in to the train station there in Hoboken. One lady died. 100 some people injured. Shit, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So things are running real well in New Jersey, especially after they had a terrorist bombing, allegedly in Seaside Park. It's a wonderful thing. This guy was one of the alleged selectable candidates at one point too, and has now endorsed the Trumpster. So, remember who's supporting these idiots. Remember who's supporting the puppet show, please.
Exactly. Man, you could look at it from both sides, dude. You've got Ted Cruz this last week.
I was gonna say Count Dracula.
Yep.
He flip-flopped.
Fucking Grandpa Munster. No doubt, dude. He is a young Grandpa Munster. There is no doubt.
See,
Thank you for pointing that out, Dennis. You're fucking brilliant.
Wait a minute, that's not cool, because Al Lewis was a cool guy, man.
Al Lewis was a cool guy, but look at it. Then Al Lewis should come back from the goddamn dead and fucking strike Ted Cruz down like a sumbitch. Don't be fucking up my image, nigga. Shit.
Yeah.
Smack him upside the head and say, yo, man, stop jacking my look.
He's rocking your look hard, Julian.
Stage too, and
hard.
Remember that.
Oh my fuck, boys. Is that a mustard glass?
Here's the thing, though, right? Like I said, there's a reason why there's no good people in politics or competing in politics is because you really have to be a piece of shit to want to rule over other people in the first place. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem. Me, I can't be a politician because, first of all, I'd be the best politician there is. But on top of that, I don't want to destroy or try to rule over or tell people what they need to do because I know best for them because I'm part of government, right? These are the same people that tell you that weed is killing people. It's a gateway drug. But go to the ABC store on your way home and pick up a big bottle of liquor. Don't forget. And get some cigarettes, too.
Mm-hmm.
Provided by Big Gov.
And look, don't forget to buy your cocaine because that at least benefits the CIA. And oops, my family, too.
Oh, my goodness.
But,
oh, Lord.
Oops, hey, did I just speak a little truth there, folks? Maybe.
Yeah.
The cocaine importation, Central Intelligence.
Hey, man, heroin coming into this country look at the stats, man. Cocaine is one thing, but I'm talking about the heroin, the opium addiction that's in all the major cities, in all the little towns.
You know what?
When people can't get their painkillers, right? Guess what they go to?
I did have a thought about that earlier this week.
When they can't get the oxycodones and shit like that, guess what they're doing? They're shooting this shit up in their arms, and that's why heroin is being influxed right now into the United States, and nobody knows about it except for people like us, because we know that the government took over the opium trade in Afghanistan back after 9/11.
Say word. Well, no, I have something to add to that.
Hold on, because you know what? The cocaine trade I'm talking about is the 1970s and 80s, because after the
Vietnam... that's the drug cartels. You're talking about Mexican drug cartels right now, yeah. With the guns and
after the Vietnam conflict ended, because that's the other time we had a heroin epidemic on these streets, by the way. No, not Contra. I'm talking about Vietnam, dude. There was
I'm just mentioning Contra because that happened too. But yeah, you're right.
No, that was for arms, buddy.
I'm putting it in order, though. You know, the Vietnam War, there was the Golden Triangle, and all of a sudden the CIA was able to infiltrate and bring in lots of cheap dope to the streets here, and there was plenty of heroin to be had. You know, and then when that closed down a little bit, they turned around and they got it in Central and South America. And I've gone through that. That's the first step that Google went after me for, by the way. They're trying to penalize me and screw me over on Google right now as we speak because I to bring on DEA whistleblowers and shit onto my show to talk about how they looked right in the face of George H.W. Bush and told him directly that your CIA agents are peddling cocaine, are importing it directly into the country, and you know what the guy did? Said nothing, smirked at him and walked away. That's the truth of it, okay, because his partners there in Arkansas, hello, the Clintons, were in this operation. So don't tell me about how weed is killing people. You know, look at your own family history, you fucking retard. Oh, my God.
Fucking sorry ass, fucking sour ass cunt.
That's it right there. And that's what I'm saying. These people in America really care about what these celebrities or politicians or even famous people say. And that in itself, that gives you a glimpse. I mean, that's always been going on since the invention of television, if you want, or even radio. Remember that? When television killed the radio star? Well, radio needs to come back around and kill the television star. We need to flip that table back around, is what I'm getting at.
Well, and that's happening, man. You can see it in not only the numbers on our show, but Chuck, you know, you've got astronomical numbers on your show. You're reaching a lot of people. And we're not out here to toot our own horns. I mean, that's you listeners' job, okay? Just toot our horns for us. Come on. Slow strokes at first, and then go fast when we say, okay?
Okay.
No, it really is. I mean, if it weren't for the listeners that listen to our shows and tune in each and every week, then what are we doing, man? Other than a glorified phone call. Really.
Right, pretty much, yeah.
And there's a reason that people like myself and Dennis Ford, people like Chuck Ochelli, and the list goes on, man. We get the listeners. People tune in. They want to hear what we have to say. I mean, regardless of how erratic or hardcore, for lack of a better term, that we go, they want to hear what we got to say next, because it mixed in with a little bit of fucks and a little bit of shits and a few bits of crude humor, we do actually pack a lot of information into this show.
My point is, real quickly, like I said earlier, nobody gave a shit when I was being Mr. Nice Guy, when I was like, yeah, we're going to have such and such on the show.
I did.
Now that I flipped everything around and I'm like, I don't care about any of that, now it's a problem. Now people want to tune in. So that's what I said. I use it in my benefit. You know, when people, I've been here before. This is nothing new. Chuck's been my friend for a long time. And so have you, Leap here, Brandon Council, many others. This is nothing new. People like you guys are sitting back laughing because you've seen me do this before and you've seen what happened, right?
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
So it's nothing new.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's interesting to watch because, like I said, when I was communicating with people, when we were firing the coalition off and we were trying to do all these things, you know, I was like, yeah, I'll do anything I can for you. I'm here to help you. You know, I'm the shoulder you can lean on. Lean on me. I'm here for you. But now everybody has to fend for themselves. You know, it's every man for themselves right now. And guess who's going to rise to the top? It's going to be people like us that have been doing this for years, and nothing can faze us or make us stop doing what we're doing, regardless of the situation. You know? Whatever happens, look at all the shit me and Leap here have been through in the last few years. Parents dying, all types of shit that people haven't even been through yet.
Divorces,
you know?
Yeah, and
all types of shit.
All that shit, dude, it really starts to add up. And Chuck, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, Chuck's going through some shit right now. I can hear it when he talks. You know, I know Chuck has that animosity against the world like I do. Because I'm pissed off, man. I've had enough. I'm tired. I'm very tired. But I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But
I'm just a drunken asshole.
No,
and
that's exactly
ahead,
what it is,
Chuck.
man. You know what? Is you get tired after a while. And you realize that you have no allies except those that are walking in the same direction as you. You can't force everybody in your life to do it along with you.
I know.
People die, people change their directions, and they walk away, man, because this is not an easy path to go down. It's
Damn
just
At all. Thank you.
And I feel everything you're saying, brother. I mean, look, I was working a long time ago and all that. But believe me, I felt for you when you went through your thing not too long ago. We all understand that life is not an easy thing anyway, and we're not making it any easier by doing this. That's for sure. But
What are we, gluttons for punishment?
It's just that simple.
Yeah, it is. And that's why I love
damn.
you, Chuck, and what you do, and that's why I have respect for you, because what you just said was, essentially things I need to hear right now. Because life, it's not a joke, man. So when we look at politics or the TV or anything like that, that's a whole nother realm. Like, if you want to know, like I said, when I'm talking to people, they're like, oh, I got this problem. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm like, you think you got problems? Let me tell you something. How much time you got? How much time? You got 3 hours we can talk? Because I got some shit to lay on you. And it's the same thing when you try to explain these things to people in any aspect, any subject, any thing that, you hear what normal people are talking about, right? When you are standing around, you hear those conversations, and you're like, these stupid motherfuckers have no fucking idea what they're dealing with. And people, I'm an adult, I'm grown, I'm blah, 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 blah.
And then when you get mad at them, start busting them out, then all of a sudden they're the fucking motherfuckers just start crying the fucking most, man. They're all crazy. It's ridiculous, dude. It really
but you have
is.
to be like a Venom at a certain point. It's cool to be the nice guy, but we all know that saying, right? The nice guy is going to finish last, and the nice guy is here to get likes and social media approval from other people. I'm not here for that. I've always been kind of the in-between guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I said, doing my own thing. I'm very unique in what I do. And like I said, it's hard to do that in this world. It's very hard to stand apart from everybody else and carve your own lane. And like Chuck said, it is a narrow path. And if anybody wants to walk it, you're more than welcome to walk it. But I'm already 2 or 3 miles down the road when you decide to start walking that path. I've done a lot, accomplished a lot, just like all of us on this phone line have. But again, I found a niche. I found something that nobody else was doing, and I was able to do it. And I'm still doing it to this day. Like I said, the music thing is one aspect of it, but we've had authors, we've had good friends of mine, like people I've known for years on Facebook come on our shows and spawn off and do their own shows. So you have to be a Venom, and you almost have to be like a Honey. You got to be in the middle. You got to balance that shit out and find out what's important to you. To me, friendships and all that shit is fine, but like I said, once you do me wrong, man, that's it. I'm not really interested in rekindling anything that we had in the past, And again, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Like Lee said, look me up, go check me out. But
that's what I tell people. Shows, that's what I tell people every day in normal life, man. And believe me, I meet
but doing
people
the
every
radio
day.
Shows doesn't make it any easier. This is something.
No, it doesn't. It becomes the first thing that I want to fucking tell people about, but now that I've learned for the past couple of years, it almost becomes like the second or third thing that I want to tell people about.
Yeah, but people know where to go to find us if they're interested in hearing us, or again, calling in the show. That's an important aspect of it. That's something,
I'm working on it, man.
Over the years,
God damn.
that if you're having a problem with somebody on social media, you might not want to take their call because they might decide to troll you or, go off on some other shit. And that's something we're dealing with right now with certain individuals. I am. But again, going back in the past, I've learned, like I said, I study shit. I understand how things work. And I understand how people, again, I was a master manipulator. Like I said, I'd be a good politician, but I'm not willing to go to the Bohemian Grove every year. I'm not willing to do all that. But these people are. for the money. They're basically prostitutes, when you think about it.
There's a
Going
lot
back
of
to
them
what
that
we were
do
talking
that.
about earlier. Politicians are prostitutes.
Dude,
That's pretty much it.
We got to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to kick this one off with a great one. Because, well, you know what? It's the legendary Conway Twitty. We'll be back on the Friday Night Super.
Nice to see you.
Too much scotch. Pull up the scotch. Too much.
What kind of scotch you drinking, man?
As you
entrapment while they attack us. Some of us pack up, get off the map, and take one last puff. Some of us stay strapped up, we snap, crack up, and just act up. Some of us say, nah man, fuck that, we don't back up. Smashing the block, tactical black block, push back cops. These activists grabbed and cuffed on these black trucks that pass us. Fast track passes, they laugh at us, and they tax us. While hackers cracking navigational gadgets that track us. Cause we stroll around thinking we're incredibly blessed now. Willing to be strapped with devices heavily teched out. The human sensory system is suppressed and it's stressed out. We all checked into the matrix, but we never have checked out. So we try to avoid these weaponized toys that destroy us. We ain't paranoid, but we stay poised to the noises. Fuck the toys of a koi fish, this is the voice of the voiceless. And if you support the troops, then tell them boys to come join us. These are the times that we live in, the times that we die in. These are the times that we are. You must have been high. You must have been.
liquid chicken, baby. Do you have problems with your dental work? Does your gums bleed and get infected? Well, the answer to all your prayers is in this little bottle. You can eat liquid chicken with a straw. It's got all the vitamins and minerals of solid chicken, but it don't promote tooth decay. And, most of all, it don't promote a solid movement. Remember what happened to Elvis? Think about it. Liquid chicken is convenient, too. If you ain't got time to wash your hands and eat, just turn up a bottle of liquid chicken or drink it with a straw. Damn, that's good.
That's right, baby. We are back here. The last 30-some minutes on the Friday Night Super Show. I'm the mouth laughing and scratching at you. We've got Dennis Ford, Mr. Friday Night, the most hated man in America. You never know. Boo, hiss, and all that fun stuff. Fuck off. And we also have the great Chuck Ochelli, man, joining us, man. It's been a three-way all night, boys, and I apologize to everybody who hasn't been able to get in. It's not my fault. I keep pushing the button. It doesn't. If it worked out, I'd bring y'all in, because that's what we do, is sort shit out, man. But as it stands, you have the three amigos right here, man. Me, myself, and I. And I really think that encompasses, almost too much right here, man.
Imaginationally, it's all right.
Yeah, we're not really here.
No. It's actually great to sit here and be able to get on the air and talk to people with two other people that actually understand what level of crazy I'm on, and not in the homo way. Okay, just whatever you do, I'm perfectly all right with that. But that ain't us. Just. I don't know why I'm saying these things, people, man. This is the third hour. We're drinking. I'm almost 3/4 of the way through a goddamn bottle of Jack Daniels, man.
Well, look, we're having fun, that's for sure, but, it is all about a serious thing. We're out here trying to get people to think for themselves. We're out here trying to get people to embrace themselves. Not in a homo way, as Lee just said, but quite honestly, just...
But if you want to embrace yourselves in the homo way, butt fuck away. Scissor that shit into the night. I don't care. That's your fucking problem, all right?
Right. I'm not suggesting, but I don't deny your right to do it. So.
No. Well, I'll totally suggest it.
So it really don't matter.
Fuck away, man. Fuck all night long. I don't care who you fuck, as long as it ain't my kids or
No, I'm just saying, everybody in America is kind of homo at this point, because we're all taking that big red, white, and blue dick right up the ass with no lube. So how does that feel?
He's got a damn point. I know a lot of you kids are sitting there jumping out there going, you know what, boys, it's time for me to go get my club on. I need to get some twang in this vajay, or I need to get some sliding up upon this pee-pee, for all you kids out there that like that politically correct language and all that crap. But listen, think, man. Just think for yourselves. I don't give a fuck if you like us, if you hate us, or any other thing else. Just think for yourself, because that's the only point of every show we have ever done. It really is. We've always said, you don't believe us? Look it up. We've always said, you've got something to say? Call in. We've given you a number up until this show on Last Voice for Liberty Network. And to be quite honest, there's quite a few of you that keep calling in that, I'm sorry. Keep your status at home until you, take that Gary Johnson Band-Aid or Libertarian Band-Aid off and then start being a real human fucking being. I don't know how to explain it any better. I really don't. I really, really, really wish there was some way I could bring it across to you people. in a nice way that would placate your egos and all that. But to be quite honest, your egos can suck a fucking bag of dicks when it starts to really come to the truth of the matter. We've sat there on the sidelines way too long. No, I better not argue with that referee, because are you really sitting there in your own chairs across this nation, across this fucking planet, and allowing the suit dummy referees to dictate your fucking life? Really?
You damn right.
Why? Why? Who are these people? Are they your uncle? Are they your daddy? Are they your mama? Really? Why do we continuously, as a populace in this nation, Chuck and Dennis, you know where I'm going, man. Why do we continuously believe in this goddamn organized criminal organization? And I know that's redundant.
It must be the fluoride in the water.
It's got to be something. But whatever that fucking something is, I mean, as human fucking beings that are able to adapt to any climate, to any weather range, to anything, what are we doing?
What is juice? For real, nigga, what the fuck is juice?
No, nigga, what the fuck is, what in the fuck are we doing? I mean, I want to put this out there to all the little sheeple, to all the people that are tuning in for the first time, which they do, and I know, I'm sorry, we get drunk on the show. Yeah, you got to deal with our truth. Fuck off. But guess what? We're not lying to you. We're not trying to fabricate some sort of hidden existence of laps and luxury and fucking riding in limos. We work for a living.
Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Yeah, that's what we're doing. You know, it's lifestyles of Facebook likes and followers.
Shit, that'd be great.
Yeah, lifestyles of the broken painless. You know, that's...
Chuck,
you nailed it. Nailed it, brother. Nailed it.
Yeah, that's it right there. You know, just to add on what you were saying, Lee, is that, you know, it is that aggravating. It really does piss me off that much, on top of everything else that's going on around me in my own fucking life, my own personal life. When it comes to this shit, I've been aggravated. I've been aggravated about the movement, the truth movement, the activism. Oh, you're a vegan, that's great. That's wonderful. The fuck does that have to do with what we're dealing with? And all the shit people post and talk about. And being a vegan is not a bad thing. I'm not trying to point any fingers here.
I don't care what the fuck you eat, dude.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I really don't care. There's more shit.
Unless it's one of my daughter's pussies or one of my son's dicks, then I guess I do have to, like, recognize who you are, at least. But as far as shut the fuck up and don't talk to me. God damn it.
Right. I mean, like I said, I set out a long time ago. It was 2011. It was probably going into 2012. Remember when they were telling us the world was going to end? And everybody was like, oh, shit, the world's going to end.
Oh, dude, we was out on the lawn with block rockers, man. We had 357s. We had rifles, everything. We was ready.
Here's my point.
And nobody came out. Right. It was hilarious.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right about that time, right? 2012, I was like, I found some shit that people don't really know about. And I found, like I said, I found that niche. I found my puzzle piece in the puzzle. And I'm very good at what I do. Like I said, there's nobody, again, I hate to even go down this path, but there's nobody that's been involved in certain songs and shit that's been coming out over the years that is all part of me contributing my time to do it. Just like I said, with the radio show hosts, the people we may have on, even doing this show, like coming up every Friday night and being like, you know what, we're going to do a show because we're good at it and nobody else can fucking touch us. Right now there's a show on another network that kicked us off.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, man.
That
Who
show
gives
is
a
not
fuck?
even comparable to what we do on the Friday Night Super Show. It's
I don't even give a fuck,
In
man.
fact,
I really don't. And if not giving a fuck burns is like qualifies as doing cardio, please.
No, I'm saying I'm watching that shit though. I'm watching. They're like, we got to move your show and put this other show in your place. But she won't even do a show in our time frame because she knows she can't compete with us. That's how good we are at what we do.
That's because she has respect, Dennis.
I don't care.
Remember that. No. Stop with that. All right. She has respect, and that means something. No, wait a minute. If we want anybody else to respect us, we need to recognize when respect is paid to us. And she has paid us on a Friday night, man, an ultimate respect. Chuck's always had a show that's overlapped our first hour. No matter what, it's not a big deal. That's not something that, qualifies as something. When she came and took over Friday nights there where we left, she showed us pretty much some ultimate respect by not ever scheduling a show during our time, man. I've got to point that out. I hate to be that dick that does that, but she didn't. So I can't fault her on that, man.
No, I understand that. Like I said, maybe there is a respect thing there, but for me, I don't have any respect for her. If it wasn't for me, she wouldn't be doing radio, and that's respect for your ass, Lee Pierre. Understand? Like I said, studying history. She got her start on our show.
I remember.
Remember that? Yeah, I remember that.
I remember.
Like I said, I'm at the point where I'm like Rick James or Ric Flair. I really don't give a fuck anymore. And anybody that wants to say some shit about me, you better get your facts right. You better do your history. You better research some shit.
You know what, brother, man? I'll put it to you this way, man. Like I said to everybody else, I always got Dennis for his back. He is my brother. I don't give a fuck.
Well, maybe we can
on the other hand,
publicity.
I also have to say,
dude,
I've got a handful of my own blood right now.
At least here, maybe we can start a big publicity thing. We'll do a Friday night super show where it'll be like, vote for Lee Pierre, vote for Dennis Ford. Who are you going to vote for? You only get 2 choices. You got to vote. We'll see.
There you go.
Maybe we'll do that next week.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, fellas. I'm going to jump out and let you guys close out this show because
I know.
It seems as though you got a few things to do, and I've actually got something or other to take care of now. So I'm going to take a...
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us, man.
Hey, Chuck, plug the show, man. Please.
Oh, well, all right. Appreciate that. The Ochelli Effect is on American Freedom Radio, 8 to 10 p.m., Monday through Friday. That's number 1. Number 2, I got a website, Ochelli.com, Ochelli.com. That's where my podcast goes through. That's where everybody takes it and distributes it. And quite honestly, if you want to put it up on your network, contact me. We can make an arrangement. Not a problem. I'm willing to go out there. It's not a matter of money. It's not a matter of fame. I'm just looking to go everywhere I can go to educate people as best I can. And I appreciate you guys giving me the time tonight. I know we had a little fun. We made some jokes. We got a little nasty. But you know what? It's time to do that sometimes. And I'm so happy that you guys have me on to do that on the Friday Night Super Show.
That's what we do here, man.
It is absolutely a unique experience every single time, brothers.
You know, we don't pull any of those punches, man. I mean, everything that everybody considers taboo, we'll eventually cross into that, man. I mean, you have to understand what freedom really is, man.
That's right.
Yeah, the funny thing, too, Chuck, before you jump out of here, I want to thank you for joining us here tonight and taking your time to join us on the show. But a few years ago, it used to be Lee Pierre that was going off, and I would have to reel him back in. But, again, the tables have turned. Now Lee Pierre is trying to reel me back in. He's trying to be like, hey, chill out. I'm like, fuck it,
It's an interesting balancing act. I'd love to see what happens when the both of you just go ape shit. That would be perfect.
No, look the fuck out.
I want it.
Jesus Christ. Dude, I've drank 3/4 of a bottle of fucking Jack Daniels tonight, and I can't even fathom that, man.
Yeah,
shit. My words are slurring and everything fucking else, man.
Yeah.
This is why you know that my word is true, but...
And grabbing shit and throwing it out
Good
the buildings
Christ.
for points and shit. Yeah.
The old video game Rampage. That's perfect.
Yeah, I know what
Oh.
you're talking about. I'm like, I'm being the ape, and you can be the lizard. Yeah.
No, don't make me Hillary Clinton. God damn it.
I'm thinking like Mortal Kombat too. You know, just like beating motherfuckers up, beating them bloody, and then killing them.
Finish him.
But yeah, that's my childhood. That's where I grew up. I grew up in the birth of all the technology of what people have now that they take for granted. But yeah, Chuck, thanks for joining us. You're more than welcome anytime. I'll let you know about future shows or whatever. We'll work on something. And you have a good night, my brother.
Absolutely, guys. Take care, and thanks again.
This for sure, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Ochelli from American Freedom Radio, man. He's been a guy who's always had our back. And to be quite honest, we have to have his back, man. I've been on his show. Dennis has been on his show. They won't have us on at the same time. I don't understand that, but
well, like I said, everybody's waiting for both of us to explode at the same time. I'm going through my own nuclear bomb right now, and you went through yours last year, Lee.
I've got plenty more to go through, man. I'm just gonna, waiting on you, buddy.
No, I mean,
you were there for me. Hey,
I'm
wait, man. You were there for me, so I gotta be there for you, no matter what. Fuck, my eyes won't stop watering. Fuck.
Well, that's what it is. At the end of the day, it's just, I would have never created this show if I didn't see the potential in it and what it could be. And same thing with NWO Truth Radio and all the other networks I work for. There's no animosity towards people or anger or hate towards them. It's just, I'm at a certain point right now in my life where I've been doing this for a while, and I dare anybody to challenge anything that I brought to the table. Everything I brought to the table has been gold for 5 years now, just like Lee Peer.
Word?
So when people talk shit about Lee Peer, I have a problem with that. That really pisses me off because, again, you were there for me when nobody else was. When people were like, what can I do for you? And I was like, I got to talk to Lee, because at that moment we were going through the same emotions like you were going through a year ago. Okay?
Yep.
So everything happens for a reason, right? Everything is lined up for a reason. There's a reason why we communicated with each other, and we're on this network now. People are like, we got to get rid of them. You can't get rid of us. How are you going to throw us away? I had somebody tell me, they were like, you'll never forget my name. And I'm like, try to forget mine or Lee Pierce. Try to. I want people to do that. Try to do that to us, and they can't do it. It's not possible. That's how much time and effort and passion we put into what we do. Granted, we may be drinking, whatever people want to say.
We ain't
that
lying.
has nothing to do with it. Even when we're drunk, we put out a better show than 95% of what you're going to hear on talk radio.
Well,
especially on Friday.
That's the only thing that separates us from everybody else is that we don't
I'm just
lie.
saying, it's not an ego thing. It's not being cocky or anything like that. But like I said, I would have never started doing this if I didn't think, again, there was a niche that needed to be filled. And over the years, I self-taught myself how to get to where I am right now. Nobody else did that for me. There were people throughout the way. I remember the first time I heard Lee Peer on the radio. And I'm sure he remembers the first time he heard me on radio, or we worked on a radio show. But that's history. And like I said, people need to study that history and don't forget that. Because we were doing everything we could to get people out there. Like I said, where were all these people 3 years ago when we really needed them? They weren't there. When I was getting up 24 hours a day on Facebook, posting everything I could to just shake people up and rattle them.
I did 3 months straight. Man. Fuck. I know that it ain't a candle to what Chuck has done, but to what other people have done, but still, and yet, dude, I passed out on air. I've gotten so drunk that I can't even talk on air. But that's, I'm sorry. That's the only way that I can let you know that I'm that honest, is that I'm confident in my ability to fuck up. I still get up here each and every week. Knowing last week, I was probably pretty fucking drunk and said a few things that
not everybody agrees with, but hey, I'm not lying to you.
Right.
Ever.
And also, like I said earlier, you're being yourself. Also, how many radio show hosts do you know that are getting stale and like running rebroadcasts and everything? We're relaunching networks and doing shows every Friday night. Like, there's nobody. Again, it's not an ego thing. It's not competition or anything like that. I'm just letting people know when it comes to doing radio, there's a select few people that do what we do, and nobody else can do it. It reminds me of, Trip and what they do. They do a show regardless. Even if they're having a shitty day, they're like, oh, we're going to do a show. We're not going to run a rebroadcast. We're just going to do a show because it's that good.
Yeah, if I were going to give an honest evaluation,
I can't talk shit about anything Trip does. Even if I wanted to, I can't really.
Shit, it's not October yet. Damn it. All right, Trip. All right, Zach. I'll save my honest evaluation till later. Haha.
Well, we'll save that. Like I said,
it makes it
we
fun.
Gotta get out of here tonight, and next month, we're gonna be working with Trip. As much as we can to see what's going on with him. Like I said, pulling up these shows and roasting the shit out of them, because that's what needs to be done. Like, names need to be mentioned, and people need to have the light shined on them and be exposed for what they are. And it may be all jokes and shit when it comes to Trip, but it's not when it comes to me. I know exactly what I'm saying and doing. Mm-hmm. And when I tell people shit, I expect them to understand that I'm, maybe drunk, but tomorrow I'm still going to stand by what I said.
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize.
That's the worst part about assholes like us is like, I remember what I said. I don't get that blackout drunk. Most of you do. If you pound down a bottle of fucking Jack Daniels or a bottle of Templeton Rye, a bottle of fucking anything, most of you do it the next day going, really? Did I say that? No. I get up the next day and everything I said is on fucking record. It's out there.
Not me. I go back and I delete shit. I delete comments.
Not on this show, buddy.
I shake up the game. You know what I'm saying? I shake up people. I get people to be like, where the fuck did his comment go? Because I was sure when I woke up tomorrow I was going to say some shit to him, and now it's not here. And people get mad about that. You know what I'm saying? I know how to use Facebook. I know how to... I know the game, Leap here. I'm just... when
it comes to this show, dude, there is no taking it back. It is what it is.
Either way.
Shit,
said,
even Chuck says something about me being racist. That's still sticking in my craw. I'm really trying to figure out when that happened.
But my thing is that, I'm very interested in what these people have to say, and they decided to call on a radio show here tonight and air their grievances on a radio show, and I can make that possible. If anybody is still listening out there in Radio Land, I have 2 hours to talk to you on the radio if you want, or we can meet face to face and you can back up all that shit you were talking on Facebook. And if you can't do that, then don't say the shit, because I don't believe you.
And
the story.
Don't make me buy a bus ticket somewhere else, because I'm one of those dicks that, I don't like to talk about it, dude. Fuck.
Well, I'm just saying, it's not about being angry. Like, I've had people be like, give me your address. I'm going to show up and kick your ass. I'm like, really? Really?
Nah, I just know what I'd do for
you really going to do that? For real?
I just know what I'd do for family, man. And to be quite honest.
How is it that you have that ability to piss people off that bad? Like, they focus their energy on you, and they're like, I'm going to...
Well, because you are an outstanding motherfucker. Because you are Mr. Friday Night. Mm. That kind of carries a little bit of weight. It's it's really kind of funny to me. But...
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a dick.
There's people that had problems with me in the past that we've rekindled everything and we're cool. We don't talk to each other, but all the shit that happened in the past it's done. Apologize, whatever it may be. But right now, I'm interested in turning people away because that's what people want anyway. They want somebody saying, you know what, fuck you. And that's what people want, and that's what I'm going to give to people. For the moment of time that I'm doing it until it runs out and I get tired of it and I switch up my persona again and change the world one more time.
I mean, he's going to go face. At some point in time, he's going to go face.
Like, John Cena!
And ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people who are close to the show and close to us, they say, what's going on with Dennis? It's like, why do you want to be a puppet? Don't let him pull your strings, man. It's Dennis being Dennis, man. It's been years that we've known each other, man. For Christ's sakes. I really get sick of telling people, dude, really? Why are you messaging me about what Dennis did? Message him. And they're like, well, he shut his Facebook off, so I need to tell you. Why? Did I say anything to you? Dude, I'm at my job trying to work, and I still have to fend off Dennis is being mean to me, or being mean to somebody I like, or dude, really? Quit. What do I have to do with it, man? I'm trying to put paint on walls. Right. For fuck's sakes, the simplest fucking thing. And it's kind of hard, man. I'll say this to you.
I'm sure it drives you crazy, just like it drives me crazy.
No, I'll say this to you, and I'll only say this to you live on air because, well, we got it like that, and it's the last 10 minutes. But it does get a little bit hard. You know what the one thing I won't do is placate to him. I can't. As much as some of these people are my dear good friends, you know what I'm talking about. It's I'm sorry. That's Dennis Ford. That's the way it is.
Well, my thing is, I'm sure they're entertained because it's entertaining to me. Very entertaining. I mean, it's like I said, I'm just a regular individual, but I have some kind of enigma or something around me where people are like, wait a minute, well, he's not being nice anymore. Well, sorry. I'm sorry for that. I'm sick of being nice. I'm tired of being the nice guy telling people, hey, hey, everything's fine, and smiling in people's faces and shit. It's just get out of my way, man. I don't have time to fuck around anymore. Leave it here. Like I said, we'll end this show here tonight, but the point is that the shit that we've been doing for 5 years, I understand why people are like, I quit. I'm done. Because it gets that traumatizing. It becomes, we almost got post-traumatic stress disorder from trying to explain shit to people for 5 years and giving them good music and giving them everything else that we give them. That's incredible.
Dude, it's at some points, man, and Dennis, you and I talked about this yesterday, man. Friday nights is, oh yeah, we're amped up, we're ready to go. That's why we do the Friday night Super Show. But at the end of the night, maybe I'm the only one, but do I feel really, really fucking drained?
Oh yeah,
I mean, like every bit of my seriously, like every bit of my life force is like sucked out of me to do this, and I don't know whether I'm just channeling my focus wrong or what have you, but it's a labor of love to me. I really could not exist if I wasn't sitting here doing the goddamn Friday Night Super Show with Dennis Ford. And I don't care who gets pissed at you. I don't care what you say. Maybe somebody needs to fucking poke the stick under the fire.
Well, that's the whole idea behind the show. You know, it was an outlaw show, and it's still an outlaw show.
Still,
and that's what it is. It's you know, like I said, I'm down the road. I'm 5 miles ahead of a lot of other people that think, oh, yeah, hey, they're trying to work in the community of trying to work their way up. I already did that. I was going out and picking out radio shows, hand-picking radio shows, just like Austin hand-picked you, Lee Pierre. You were the number 1 draft for Truth Emerges. You were the number 1 draft pick. Remember that?
Yeah.
The first show on that network was me and you. I remember that.
I remember it every single day for the rest of my life.
NWO Truth Radio is my home, and it's something I built. And, again, nobody can take that away from me, and nobody can take away from what we did on Truth Emerges. You know, those episodes are still up. People can go back.
They can't take away from what we did on NWO Truth, man.
Whatever it is. Whatever it is. And we just relaunched the network. James is doing everything he can. Brandon's working. I'm working. I'm working on this show. You know, things are coming. And I don't think people are ready for it. And I don't have to promote it. I don't have to post it on social media. People know where to find us. They should already know. Oh, where's the link? What's the call-in number? Nah. Yeah, see? I got to shake the copper, see? You know? That's what it is. You know? We're in our own thing. We create our own world that only we control. And nobody can tell us what we need to do. Because
and
we created it.
Who are we worried about?
I'm not
coming
worried about
down on us. Well, wait, I'm not either. Really? You're not worried either?
No, I'm not.
Sweet.
I got a goal, man. I got something. Like I said, there's something that I've been working on for the last 5 years that hasn't really happened yet, but I get goosebumps thinking about it because it is coming.
You have no idea.
This new year coming is going to be really, really drastic times because I'm already sick of 2016. I hate this year.
My
this
kids
is the
are
worst
going to be really fucking mad at you, man, because I'm smiling more now than I have in a really long time. And
all right, well, let's do this. Let's just wrap everything up and get out of here. Lee, I'll talk to you. I do have some things I have to do myself, but if anything, man, you know, we do this show. If we don't do this show for the listeners or people that may tune in or call in, I do this show for Lee Pierre, and I do it for myself because that's the level of what I signed up for. And I know, like I said, the potential of this show and what it's capable of doing, and this is why people shun this show because it's so unlike anything else out there. There's no script.
But it's
just raw. It's just brutal. It's like a punch in the fucking face, and that's what this show is. Or a kick in the nuts,
that's what you need, man. A kick in the ass or a punch in the goddamn face, man. I don't want to be that person, neither does Dennis. But goddamn it, you kind of put us in that position where we're going to strap up that Muhammad Ali glove. We're going to nail you like George Foreman or, you know, Rocky Amta, Dolph Lundgren, and
Nutshot.
Shit, man. Yeah, there's nothing out there that we're gaining from this. I mean, other than notoriety. You know, oh, hey, I know who this guy is. I know who that guy is. Leave me. Fuck off. Who cares? We really don't. I know I don't.
I don't care.
I know Des Ford don't. Shit, look at his Facebook post. You know he
really don't care. I really don't care. See, that's what separates me from everybody else because people are like, oh, spread love. I'm spreading love and hate. And if you can't keep up with that, that's fine. Like I said, get out of my way. Just one more person out of my way to where I need to be. And it is a competition at the end of the day. I keep saying that, but, you know, when it comes to what we do, it takes a certain individual to even get into this. And on top of that, it takes a certain individual to understand even what we do. This isn't activism. This isn't the truth movement. This isn't anonymous. This isn't any of that shit. This is unlike anything else out there, ladies and gentlemen. And nobody else is producing a show or making a show the way we do. There are certain other people out there. Okay? I'm not going to deny that.
Dude, Chuck puts on a great show every week, man. great
Tripp.
shows all around.
There's a bunch of people. Even Lisa, Austin, Truth Emerges, whatever they do is very essential to what we do. Okay, it is a collective thing. But at a certain point, I'm not interested in working with people anymore because when I wanted to work with them, they weren't interested in working with me. Now they want to work with me. Now they want to call on the shows. Now they're interested in what Dennis Ford is doing. You know what I'm saying? I had to reinvent myself, Lee Pierre.
I know,
and
man.
we all have to do that. We all have to reinvent ourselves. And like I said, be yourself. Don't try to mimic somebody else. Don't try to, put on a false facade because I see through that. And everybody else can see through it as well. But
I can only be, brother, you say everybody has to reinvent themselves, man, but I can only be that same dick I've always been, and it's really kind of hard to walk away from.
Well, that's what I mean. When you reinvent yourself, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for social media, and I'm doing this for people that said that they care.
Shit.
I care about you.
We are about to get launched off here. We've got...
All right, yeah, either way.
Less than a minute, man.
When you go to sleep, when people say, hey, I love you, man, love is being thrown around as a word that people don't really understand the context of what that word means. So be very careful when you use that word, ladies and gentlemen. And
that's right.
My final message here tonight.
Like Dennis Ford has always said, tomorrow is never promised. Love
and I
who
do
you
love
can.
Lee, and I respect what he does. So
man. I love you too, brother. That's for sure. A big love to Chuck Ochelli. Everybody else who wanted to be a part of the show. I'm the mouth. This is the Friday Night Super Show. The tag team champions have reigned again. Every time you want to hate us some more. We out.